Shemai.
All right, Khan.
Shama.
I'm live on mine.
All
right.
Yep, we're live here.
Khan.
1.
All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
I'm going to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the brothers that's teaching His truth and sincerity, and shalom to the hopeful elect. 1/3 is sincere listeners. All right, this is GMS Toronto back again, prophesying the downfall of this wicked kingdom known as Babylon the Great. Okay, and right now we're pretty much waiting on major prophecies to be fulfilled. Esau to make his move. Right, brothers are anticipating something big happening in the spirit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Some crazy catastrophic black swan event that's really gonna shake up this world, man. Right?
That's right. Yeah.
While you people are out here bullshitting, partying, living in mirth, avoiding accountability. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. These people are running from accountability and just bullshitting, man. Bullshitting their way through life, frolicking around, thinking everything is okay. Oh, that won't happen in my lifetime.
Yes, that's true.
Right? That's the mindset of these people right now, man. But they don't understand that a sword is being sharpened, man. Right? Any brothers have any scriptures?
Yeah, real quick. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at.
Go ahead.
Oh, let me read mine.
Okay.
I'll just read one.
Look at myself. The door.
Front door or back?
Front door.
You didn't see the chat. Anyways.
Spirit.
But he's here though. He's here. You didn't see the chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is Ecclesiasticus, the 24th chapter, right? Because brother, simply put, talk about you people out there. You have no clue in regards to what prophecy is and what time we're living in. So this is the great counsel that's given to the Lord's elect. This is Ecclesiasticus 24:31. I said, I will water my best garden, and I will water abundantly my garden bed. And lo, my brook became a river, and my river became a sea. Here's the point.
That's the expansion of this truth.
Beautiful.
Right? And then each person's individual knowledge in this truth, you increase when you apply. If the Most High can trust your character through self-discipline, He's going to give you wisdom, because wisdom comes from the Most High. It doesn't come from you studying. As contrary as that sounds, in the world they say you got to study this way, have all your study notes to be wiser. But truly, the scriptures say created wisdom, right? So the Most High created wisdom. Only the Most High can give you wisdom. You can't give yourself wisdom. So the elect are starting off as brooks and turning into a river.
That's right, and then
That's
to
a sea. Yeah.
Yeah, to answer your question, right at the top of the chapter, to what you just brought out, just in case you people miss it. The first verse, 24, Ecclesiasticus 24:1. It says, wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people. See?
Yeah.
So yes, that's what the brother said, right? So straight, that's a spirit speaking to him. Just in case you people miss it. Okay? You can't tell wisdom what to do. That's the point.
You read verse 30?
No, yeah. No, bring that up. Or read. Okay. All right. Yeah, I should start there. It says Ecclesiasticus 24:30. Just
really, you can start off 25.
Beautiful. That's just good. All right. Okay. Let me jump back up. So, all right. Ecclesiasticus 24, right, and 25. He filleth all things with his wisdom, as Pishon and as Tigris, in the time of the new fruits.
Yeah, those are very big rivers, right?
Yes.
Those are the two of the four rivers in the original garden.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
Mhm. Verse 26, oh, Salaki. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. 26, Ecclesiasticus 24, 26, he maketh the understanding to abound like Euphrates, and as Jordan in the time of the harvest, right? And we know the great harvest, hey, this was rehearsed so many times, right? With the Lord, we had a great rehearsal also in the time when he took us out of Egypt, and there were other instances. And look, we're in that final harvest, man. And we've been going into a lot in regards to the preparation, right? But the bridegroom, going back to wisdom that attended the bridegroom, that's how working with the elect, how he's going to prepare them. So it's very important, right? That's our role in regards to preparation, preparing with the bridegroom in the time of the harvest. Verse 27, he maketh the doctrine of knowledge appear as the light and as the Gion in the time of vintage. I look up this word Gion, or however it's pronounced there, and it means entity, right? You can check it out. If brothers want to pull that up, that's a good word.
Gion?
Yeah. I don't think it'll be on Etum.
No, but this is going into the river Gihon.
Right,
Yeah, there's a big river called Gihon.
right, right. Well, figuratively speaking, the entity.
It's just spelled different.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, because I pulled up the word in thing and gave me that, and figuratively speaking, the entity within itself. Okay. And it says in the time of vintage. All right. Verse 28, Ecclesiasticus 24:28. The first man knew her not perfectly. No more shall the last find her out.
Yeah, because wisdom's
Beautiful.
never ending,
Mhm.
you know? The first man, being Adam, didn't find her out, that's what it said.
Yes.
Fully no one. Basically, he went off. Right, and the Most High set it up that way. So what we have now and what we'll receive through the second Adam, which is Yahushua coming back, Yahweh of the hopeful elect, will be greater than what was there in the beginning. Right, so the scriptures say, glory unto glory unto glory. That started when Adam fell, all up until now, up until when the elect get beamed up and everything's changed. You know, so there's no end to wisdom. You know, everything that's in the world, the universe, in man, and beast, and seed is all operated by wisdom. That's why the Lord told the Israelites through Moses, when you go in the midst of these heathens, this is your wisdom, this is your knowledge, the commandments. And the commandments show you how to, or teach you to operate with the world and paradise in a proper way to keep it paradise.
That's right.
You know?
The instruction. But wisdom gives you the breakdown.
The next two verses.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 30, Ecclesiasticus 24:30, it says, I also came out as a brook from a river and as a conduit into a.
No, it's like you missed 29.
I missed 20.
Yes, because you read the first man who were not.
Right.
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 29.
Verse 29, for her thoughts are more than the sea,
Mhm.
and her counsels
That's right.
who found her than the great deep. Right, that's verse 29. And which is, hey, that's straightforward, right? Right? Esau lied to you that he go down to the bottom of the ocean. It's a lie. It didn't go anywhere, right? It's just a simple example that you cannot search out wisdom.
Fine.
Hey, you don't know who she is. Well, you know, but you don't know. You don't have a relationship with her. Verse 30.
Oh, do you still want the definition on Gion?
Yeah, okay. Since you
I
got
found
it,
the blue letter, if that's what
you
you're
found the
looking
blue letter? Okay, because it should bring it back to what a young elder mentioned. Go ahead, bring it up real
for.
quick.
So Gion, it says bursting forth, right? And then it goes into one of the four rivers,
Entity.
the Garden of Eden, the spring of Jerusalem, where the anointing and proclaiming of Solomon as king took place, and then that's pretty much it on that.
Okay.
But it says bursting forth.
Yeah, Genesis 2:13, right? That's the river, second river.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, verse yeah, verse 31. I'm gonna just read to 33 and that's it.
Well, 30.
30.
You already read 31.
Oh, yeah, so it's 30,
Yeah.
right, okay. Okay, right, so 32, right, because I read 33,
Yeah.
31 already, okay, so 32 and 30. It says, I will make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send her forth her light afar off, right? And we talked about the light, right? It's a perfect example, man, our big brother that got illuminated, and that's extended forth from, forth to the elect.
Yeah.
Right, the gift, he's the gift, which is really the light, and what wisdom is flowing through the light.
And
Yeah.
that knowledge, that light, it's a knowledge too, right? So
Yeah,
the knowledge
yeah.
is spread out through the earth. We don't have to, like a lot of you Israelites, you look at these different camps, and you're like moved by the fact that they can jet set here, jet set there, do this, have this camp, and you look at the abundance of where they set up camps all over the place. Well, the apostles and those of great Muslim haven't had to go anywhere. They sat still and taught the truth, and the truth wisdom did her thing, like the scripture said. So that light now has been spread out to the four corners of the earth. And those, and hey, and a lot of you are being exposed for your wickedness. The scriptures say light has come into the world, and people love darkness or hate the light because they're the wicked, their deeds are exposed.
That's right.
So this truth is all out there. What's being exposed is your wicked deeds, and then who the men of the Lord really are.
That's
On
right.
top of that.
Yeah, the apostles were just on Mactesh. You know, the market,
Oh,
marketplace.
Yeah.
34th and 7th.
Yeah,
Right.
Long time ago.
So right by Macy's. So that's a big spot now.
Yeah.
That's you read about Mactesh,
Yeah,
right? About transaction,
Right.
Okay.
money,
Business.
business.
Yeah.
Commerce.
Commerce, yeah.
Yeah, commerce. Yeah, Arzola, you read verse 30?
yeah.
You read it.
Okay, I
Yeah,
thought you
that's
read
all.
verse 32 about the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read 30?
Yeah, no, just read 32.
30 mentions about the conduit.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, speak about that, but if you want to.
Read it.
Okay, I read it again, yeah. Ecclesiastes 24:30. It says, I also came out as a brook from a river and as a conduit into a garden.
That word conduit mean again?
We can go back.
Isn't that like a,
So,
I can get
It's
yeah,
like
somebody
a
get that.
pipe, it's like a pipe.
You got it?
Pull that
Yeah.
up.
well,
So
today's like a tube, but
Yeah, it's like a tube, yeah.
the ancient was good.
So in the etymology, it says conduct, guidance, escorting party. It says a leading, a pipe.
Yeah,
It says to lead or bring together, serve, contribute, with, together. So I'm guessing con means with and do it. Do it means to, goes back to I think the French douceur, meaning to lead. So with guidance, basically.
With the
Yeah.
leadership.
Leadership, yeah.
yeah, as a symbol of pipe, the pipe with the thing.
And what is
Huh?
the 30th verse, the last bit of the conduit? What does it say in the conduit part?
Came out as a conduit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it came out.
Yeah, from a brook, to a river, and as a conduit,
Okay.
Yeah.
into a garden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I looked up ancient Sunni. It says it was a channel or pipe used to transport water, such as an aqueduct
Right,
or water supply system.
right.
Right? The word means channel or pipe for conveying water.
Yeah, that's a good definition too. With leadership, you know, the ones that are doing that, the 144,000, that's that leadership, the government body of Israel. You know, in Revelation 14, I've seen Jerusalem coming down from heaven. So that Jerusalem is really, it starts with 144,000, which those are the conduits of this truth. Right? Those are the ones that are leading the nation of Israel under Yahushua and the apostles, right? Into paradise. Whether it's through death or through salvation, all of Israel is still going to end up in paradise.
Beautiful. Yeah, whether it's water or oil that's in that conduit, right? We symbolize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it up.
John 7 and 38,
Bring it up.
it says, he that believeth on me, as the scripture had said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. In the NLT, it reads, anyone who believes in me you may come and drink, for the scriptures declare rivers of living water will flow from his heart.
That's right.
Right.
Starting with the apostles, earlier, 144,000, the same, yeah. Starts with them.
Any other precepts?
I had one.
Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 1, verse, I'll start at 20. And it says, wisdom crieth without, and she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, and in the opening gates in the city. She uttereth her voice, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Right, so that's where you would mostly find wisdom, right? You find the apostles and the prophets on
Yeah,
the highways.
speak up.
So you'll find the apostles and the prophets on the highways and byways teaching the truth in regards to their heritage. But Jake takes essentially that opportunity to essentially scoff, or sometimes you might have a couple, very few that might actually convert and actually be healed, right? So that's where you would find wisdom. It's not in temples made with hands, or it's not in the universities also, right? Those places are essentially broken cisterns that can hold no water. This going back into the symbol of water, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I have a quick precept.
Yeah.
Isaiah, just about the brother, Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. All right, so when you see us on the highways and byways, that's prophecy right there, man. Okay,
Yep.
the Lord set us up to be out there to be a spectacle unto the people, for them to, even if they want to interact with us, ask us questions, okay? Because that's part of the ministry, man, to have to be out on the highways and byways, man. Because that's what the prophets of old were doing. Yeah, we have the internet now. Yeah, we can do sit downs, whatever, right? But being on the highways is part of the main part of the ministry, being a spectacle. So nobody can say, "Oh, we didn't see you."
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then on top of that, now, not only are we outside, but we're video recording it and then putting it on the internet, live streaming, right? So people are seeing us. People are seeing that we're outside through the internet.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a live stream.
It's a live stream. That's what I'm saying. So there's no excuse. People can't say, "Oh, you guys weren't out there."
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're there.
And he says, even though he's given us a bread of affliction and adversity, the teachers are still going to be out there.
Right.
So that's it's a big responsibility to be someone. It's one thing to believe in this truth and do your thing and work on your salvation, but it's another thing to do all those things and you're teaching on the forefront. And everybody's a prophet. Doesn't mean you're not a believer. But everybody's a prophet, so it's a heavy responsibility as a prophet to keep teaching, even though we're being afflicted. It all serves as a sign and miracle for Israel to see, like, these guys went through this, went through that, and they still stuck to the truth. And that's the example that gives the rest of Israel to know that this is what it is. This is the truth. If Yahushua was wavering, I know I wouldn't believe in this.
Well, and just to add on to that, because you need people to look at us as a spectacle, right? And you need people to, not say you need them, but you have to have people somewhat come up and interact with you to a form of degree, right? People talk shit. You need the scoffers, right? You need people to say, "Get out of here," or whatever, right? That's all part of the prophecy,
That's right. It says it in the first verse. Wisdom shall praise herself. So the spirit that's impressing you is telling them, "Hey, come up and talk your shit.
Right.
Do what you got to do." But the bread of adversity, you're gonna take it, man. But the wisdom is being praised. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Got something?
1 Corinthians 4:9, it says, "For I think that the Most High had sent forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men." And NLT, it reads, "Instead, I sometimes think the Most High has put us apostles on display, like prisoners of war at the end of a victor's parade, condemned to die. We have become a spectacle to the entire world, to people and angels alike." And then that word spectacle in Greek, right? Theatron. Right?
Oh, yeah, I tried that.
A theater, a place in which games and dramatic spectacles are exhibited and public assemblies held. A public show, a metaphor, a man who is exhibited to be gazed at and made sport of. Alright, so mocking, I'm talking shit,
Yeah,
video secret videotaping.
Yeah.
No pictures.
You cursed them out. And to add on to that though, because there was a time, right, especially when the elders are out there, you brothers, you know, before me, my time, there was a lot of interaction with the crowd of the people of the world, right? You know, it kind of died down now because people are realizing what we're saying is right, so they're not coming up and scoffing as much. They might just talk shit from afar in their mind, you know, that
Come on the comment board.
you know, but before they were bold, they were emboldened to come up and talk shit, you know, and
They shared our videos.
Right.
You know,
Look
they
at these
sent video, look at this, look at these guys.
yeah,
There was one woman, I'll never forget it, she commented, because we were talking, the spirit got us getting into the woman. And then she's like, I showed a segment, she's typing, right? She's like, I showed a segment of this video in my university project assignment for something about men and feminism or some shit. Because we're cussing out the woman, right? So, you know,
wow,
how many of those occurrences happen?
right,
Countless.
You know, like if it's just us down in Toronto, like how many other brothers and, you know, people just talk shit and all those people are marked.
Yeah.
right.
Exactly.
They never repented, they're marked.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's right.
Their life is, they might have got deleted
Yeah.
already, you know?
Yeah, few of them got deleted.
Joseph?
Yeah.
Okay, so, Sirach 4:11, it says, wisdom exalted her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory. And wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, the Lord doth love. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. Right? So like part of it is like, you know, following the law, such commandments to the best of your ability. So and part of that is fearing the Lord. So when you fear the Lord, that's when wisdom starts to sup with you. Right? It says, okay, now go to this individual. But when wisdom comes, it's not gonna be honey, right? It's not gonna be sweet, it's not gonna be a good time, because that's not how it works, right? So when the brother met, I think you read Isaiah 30 and 20, right? It said bread of affliction and water of adversity,
Yeah.
right? So bread and water are comforters, right? When you're like starving, you're hungry, you eat the bread and the water, it gives you back energy, right? You get more life. But it's affliction and adversity, right? So it's kind of like, okay, so you're saying I get adversity and affliction, but I also get life through it. So in the truth, when you go through these struggles and strives and trials and tribulations, temptations, everything that happens to you, all the pain that you go through, it's actually making you stronger, right? But if you see in the world, that's not a thing. Like they run away from pain, right? They don't like it. Like especially if you're training and you train clients, they don't like the pain. They're like, oh, I don't like this, but yet they want the results of what the pain gets. So they think there's a shortcut. There's no shortcut in the truth. Like the scripture said, you can't come through the window or something like that, where it says,
You have to come to the door.
another
way.
right? There's only one way, the straight gate.
That's right.
So, okay, I'll just quickly get to this point. It says, if a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generations shall hold her in possession. And here's the point. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him. And I can talk for myself. When I first came to truth, it wasn't fun. It was, it was like you're being attacked by a dragon. It was like everything just went down. Everything that was going good for me in the world, totally opposite, right? But that's the whole test. The Lord wants to see, are you really about this? Right? You say you want all these things. Okay, here you go, right? And then it says, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. And then, I guess this is the point, it says, then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and shew him her secrets. So you stick through it, over time, eventually things will start to get better because even Job said to his wife, are we to receive good and not receive evil? So if you're receiving evil, good's gonna come. You just gotta get through this time, this evil time, or bad time, and then the good will come. So that's the whole thing. You just gotta endure it, right? Just like we're here, we're going through our own walks and lots, and we're enduring until we get to
Lots
the
and
end.
lots.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
We're enduring until we get to the end, right? So the whole point is you gotta endure, and how you do that, you go into scriptures and get the comfort food, right? So yeah, that's the point.
The real comfort food.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the real comfort food. Yeah.
Just wanted to make reference to what you just said. So when I found out that I was an Israelite, I was happy, you know, it was sweet. It was like we say Revelation 10:10, it says like, and I took the little book, I know, and took the little book out of the angel's hand.
Sweet as honey.
Yeah, you know, in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, but then you find out that, your mother and your father are dead at your door, you know what I'm saying? And you find out that your favorite niece is gonna go through that, you know? It's like, wow, like, I can't believe this is gonna happen, right? That's the bitter part, you know what I'm saying? So in the beginning, yeah, it's, you know, I'm an Israelite, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you're happy and you wanna tell everybody, but then when it reaches your belly, it becomes bitter, you're like, wow, like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you start digesting the truth.
Yeah,
You start eating the roll.
I'm holding it if you want to bring it out.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's Revelation 10:9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall make be in thy mouth as sweet as honey. And I
What's
took
the belly? What's the belly of your mind?
mine, yeah.
You know, so scriptures say that surely oppression makes a wise man mad.
Gone.
You know?
Yep, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. Right? Meaning all of us, when we came into this truth, we all found out that we're Israelites. You know, you want to go around spread the word.
Yeah.
You want to tell your family, you want to tell your friends. But then when you start digesting it, you see your friends started like pretty much turning their backs on you.
Right.
Your family start turning their backs on you, start losing jobs,
Right.
opportunities, right?
Con.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
And
my
that's what you're saying. You know what's interesting about that is that if none of that happened and it went the way we thought it was gonna go and we got it, you wouldn't digest anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those experiences, like you need to go to your mom and your friends and be like, yo, this is what it is, and they need to look at you and laugh and scoff for you to go back to the scripture and be like, yo, what? And think like, and then you watch the lessons. Yeah, watch the lessons, and then the apostle is telling you, hey, it's not for everybody. And then, oh yeah. And then you're digesting it.
Yeah,
So it's the experience that causes you to digest.
That's right.
If you don't have the experience, you're not gonna digest it.
Yeah, that was it.
I'll go quick one.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
Let me get some words. So, Revelation 10. So let's look up bitter.
Strong's G 4087,
Pekrino, which means to make bitter, to produce a bitter taste in the stomach, to embitter, exasperate, render angry. To be embittered, irritated, to visit with bitterness, to grieve. Right? And in the root pikros means a metaphor harsh or virulent. When you look up that word virulent, it means a poison. You know, so you get sick. You get sick in the mind because you start thinking about like what the brother was saying about the destruction. You're trying to rationalize it, right?
Yeah.
Carnally, you're trying to balance in your mind and go crazy some days. And
Yeah, it's true.
it's a whole digestion process. You know, it's not no month, 2 months. You know, it's a process. All right, and then the word belly is polia. Right, it says the whole belly, entire cavity. The last part, it says the innermost part of a man, the soul, heart as the seat of thought, feeling, choice.
There you go.
All right, so that's why it says you have Israelites that serve the own belly. You know, it's a representation of being a glutton, carnal. You know, just going after your lust.
That's right.
That was it.
Maya, you got a little bit more red or?
No, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Shemaiah, Shemaiah.
Oh, Shema.
Okay, yeah. Philippians 2, and 12. It says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So, when we first came into this truth, we were trying to teach our family. That happened to all brothers, I'm sure. You know what I mean? For five, we're trying to teach our friends, family, whoever we close to, we look at, but we really love them. That's how you know how we really love our people.
Yep.
Because we want to tell our people, oh, get right, do this, you know what I mean? That way, you're chosen, you're special.
Yeah.
But then, you realize they don't want to be special.
Yeah,
They don't want to be chosen. They don't want to be royal.
Yeah. Because of the discipline.
Exactly.
That's why, because a lot of Jakes, you still have Jakes who are trying to do this thing and, be an Israelite, and they're making merchandise, they're making money, so they want that royalty status, but they don't want to do it like you're not coming through the straight way.
Something like that. Just want to have a preset. I was gonna let it slide, but it came back around. So first time when you said, when the elders was on the highways and byways teaching, there was a lot more people coming on, listening,
Right.
and stuff like that. And now you said that, we go in the truth and we're telling our family members, that they're Israelite, but you said that they don't want to be special, right?
Right.
So goes into both of that. It's John 15 and 22. It says, if I had not come and spoken unto them, they have not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sins. Right. So what happened is now, and with the family thinks that, the laws are done away with.
Right.
So they think the laws are done away with. You coming and telling them, yo, you gotta stop eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, and my youth, you gotta stop sleeping with your brother, your virgin girl, you gotta stop sleeping with married woman. These things cut them.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that. They want to continue living in that folly. You get me? So that's one of the reasons why they don't listen. On the highways and the byways, we're telling them, yo, if you're not an Israelite, it's not for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all this sweet information that they were getting before, they come a few more times, they hear that, yo, you gotta stop doing this, you gotta stop doing that, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. They don't want to hear that.
No.
They want to continue living in that darkness. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Yahushua said, men love darkness rather than light.
Exactly. That is the next precept right there. They love darkness instead of light, right? And you can't have both, right? You can't have both. And they don't want that light to be shining on them because they want to continue hiding in their sins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got that John 3?
I have it here. I think I already got it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, John 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, John 3:13. No, it's not John 3. That's my bad.
3 and
19 or 23?
you can start at 18.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah, I know. I haven't heard that precept in a minute. That's Christian. So, hey, you getting your hands beat?
John 3:18? Yeah, it says, John 3:18, he that believeth on him is not condemned.
Right.
But he that believeth not is condemned already.
That's right.
Because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Yahweh.
That's something that you Israelites, man, you're dead when it comes to the name of the Lord, because like a simple, you don't even need deep breakdown, but you're something that's created. A Christian will say, yeah, God created you. Okay. So you're the thing created, and this is your name. If someone calls you something that's outside of your name, you wouldn't like it. So why do you think the creator who created you, where do you think you get those emotions from? To not like when someone doesn't call you by your name. You get it from the Most High. So it makes no sense to call the Most High whatever you want, but you yourself wouldn't allow that as you're the thing created. That's a high level of hypocrisy with and pride.
So you got this camp, you know what I'm saying, who when you, in order for you to get inside their camp, you have to change your name to I'm gonna say Israelite name, a Hebrew name. You know what I'm saying? But why is it important for you to change your name and go to your Hebrew name, but you're keeping the Most High's name as
whatever you want to call it?
You know what I'm saying? That does not make any sense. The first name that should be changed is the name of the Most High.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you go and change your name.
And his son's name.
And his son's name, yeah. So now you're putting some respect on the Most High's and his son's name.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? But you want people to put some respect on your name, but you don't want to put any respect on the Most High's name. You know, that does not make any sense, you know?
You can keep going. There's more now.
Yeah, so this is John 3:19, and it says, and this is the condemnation that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil.
That's right. And it's not easy, you know, like, I'm not saying that, because this truth is not for the weak in terms of faith and fear of the Lord.
That's right.
Right? You might be lacking in neat things, but in terms of your faith and fear, it's not for the weak. So when you find out you've been doing wrong the whole time, and now this truth is shedding a light on your activities and what you're doing, and it's all wrong, it takes strength to be like, all right, you know what? I gotta take this away, I gotta take this away, I gotta start doing this, because while you're doing all that in the beginning stages, your flesh is like, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like someone who's working out, has been overweight, and start working out for the first time. You know, the first month it's rough for them because they still have all those habits chewed out in life. You know? But if you, I forgot what brother mentioned it, but if you endure, I think you mentioned it, you endure the hard time, the good time comes right after that.
Yeah.
So it takes faith to see that, you know?
Yep. And like, it's like, because you mentioned about the tough times, but the Lord is saying, he said, tough times don't last, tough people do. Right? So that, you know, like you're saying, you just gotta get through it.
Yeah.
It's not always gonna be that, you know, the same.
You're right,
You know?
right.
There's also another one that says that, another saying that goes like when the tougher gets, how does it go?
When the going gets tough,
When the going gets
The tough
tougher,
get going.
the tougher gets going. Yeah, that's it, kind of.
Yeah, I haven't heard that in a while.
There was a point
Going
that you
gets tougher,
said,
that gets going.
yeah, part of the reason why they can't do it is because they don't know when the end's gonna happen. If they knew, okay, I gotta endure for 2 hours, okay, I'm good. Just gonna endure for 2 hours, okay, I just gotta chill for 2 hours. So because you don't know when it's gonna end, it hurts. I know I can't do this, man. Meanwhile, that last second, oh, it would have been done.
Yeah.
Right? We have no idea.
Come up there. When is this gonna happen?
Yeah.
And that shows you the deception of the flesh. You're right, because if usually, and I've done this with clients, you know, like if you tell them, like you said, it's only take this long, okay, I got it,
Yeah,
good. But if you tell them, well, you never know because of these factors, discipline and all that, it can take this long. All of a sudden, excuses are coming out that never would have been there if you told them otherwise. So you're literally making up your own problems just because you have no faith.
Same thing in the truth too. If you know when the Yahweh Shah is gonna come back, they would do everything, and like, let's say Yahweh Shah's come back tomorrow, they'll do everything until tomorrow. Right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I said a quick one. It's kind of like going back to the brothers going to like basically like this business, the truth. When you come into it, you know, like you feel with joy and you want to share with your brothers, like your family members, your loved ones. But for the most part, they don't take it, right? And like that brings, you know, that causes you to like basically like you like lose kind of like lose like your strength and like you know like your like you know like your like a fight that you had, right? Ultimately, you know that this is part of the trial and tribulations. This book of Psalms 38 verse 10 and says, "My heart panteth, my strength faileth me. As for the light of mine eyes, it is also gone from me. My lovers and my friends stand aloof from my sword, and my kinsmen stand afar off." Like when you see like, you know, what is happening in the house in Bible, it's not like, you know, your friend might see you there, like your fellow employees, and they follow you, but they it's like you're begging for money.
Yeah.
There's like all these things, you know, like, you know, it's good to build up your faith and to actually like make you separate from the rest of the world, you know.
Yes.
So you know that's you being separate from the, you know, from your family members, you know, that division that most is making between you and the ones that between you who he loves and the one that he doesn't really love.
That's right.
Right? So
You got something?
Yeah.
No, real.
I got something after you also.
Yeah. So this is back to what we're saying about endurance, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so like you said, if these people knew when the house I was in come through and stuck it out, they didn't know. The year 2000 was like a big year because a lot of people thought that was gonna be it, you know. So a lot of people fell out of the truth then, you know. But when you and then a lot of people are like thinking like, you know what I'm saying, like, why am I even doing this? You know, like it's been saying, you know, when he's coming, when he might come on. No, you know, he can't make it, you know. So this is 2 Peter 3 and verse 3. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, right? And we see that nowadays these people are they're just full of vanity, right? Things of this world, you know, not chasing after the true light, you know, which is this these precepts, ministry, right? And this is verse 4. And saying, where is the promise of his coming, right? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. You know, man says, so these people are thinking, yo, you know what I'm saying, I'm in Babylon, I'm still a slave, so what? I'm just going to adapt to the Babylonian system and just live off of the Babylonians. I'm going to continue to go to Egypt and the Egyptians for help. These are the ones who has been helping me from then. Not really helping them, but they think that they're getting help. Comfort.
Yeah.
So they just want to keep
Oh,
going there.
remember, they said, the cucumbers, the onions, the leeks. So
The
they're eating
melons.
good. The melons, like, it's not like they're eating shitty.
Forget the melons, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Melons.
So they were eating good in Egypt. Even though they were saying they're eating real good.
So it's the same thing then, same thing now.
That's right.
They're eating good now. So them say, yo, why am I going to even stop doing this? You know, man said, because it's been said that he's coming, and now I know him can't come.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. You
Yeah.
know, so it's pretty much
Oh,
that's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
that's good. Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Jesus was spiritually blind because the things are happening.
Mhm.
You got Israelites, you look at the 2025 today, right now, and you still think we're not coming towards the end? Like, you're blind spiritually.
The funny thing is, back then, the prophecies weren't even being fulfilled fully because a lot of things weren't happening. So if they were actually in the scriptures, they would know that he's not going to come until the prophecies are fulfilled,
Yeah.
right? So now, when you look at it, the prophecies are being fulfilled. The prophets are on the highways and the byways doing what? Blowing the trumpet. Day in, day out. Every day. You go on the internet, all you see is the prophets. You turn on your YouTube, all you see is the man of the Lord just, you know what I'm saying, preaching.
Yeah.
Right? Can I just bring one more?
One more, they got brothers waiting.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Joel 2:1, it said, blow your trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Read this precept and you look around you, you're going to tremble because you see wars and rumors of wars.
You got the Holy Spirit.
You know?
If you got the Holy Spirit, you're gonna tremble.
Yeah.
A lot of you are just, you're hiding your head from it. Even though you're right though, even though, a lot of people, even without the truth, the Holy Spirit, you are trembling, but you're like, you're hiding yourself from it because you don't know, you have no hope. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You're looking at all the destruction that's coming and you don't see how you're gonna come out of it. Of course you're gonna want to know what's going on. Why would you want to know what's going on?
They watch the prophets. They watch the prophets, they hear the message, they're wondering, is this true? Is it really gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so they're wondering if it's really gonna happen. So that put them in an uneasy state. You know what I'm saying? They're like, whoa, like, I'm not sure if it's gonna happen. I'm still not sure, you know what I'm saying? So they're like, okay, what am I gonna do? They don't know what to do. They're unsure, uncertain, like you just said.
Yep.
Right? That's it.
So Sirach 32:15, it says, he that seeketh the law shall be filled therewith, but the hypocrite will be offended thereat. And I think we were mentioning about, they don't want to go into the law, they don't want to hear the truth, right? And that's the reason why, because it says it's going to cut them. Because they don't want to hear the fact that they've been going on. They don't hear the fact they have to stop doing this. They don't want to hear the fact that you got to go over here, right? They don't want to hear that. My dad, one good example, he's a pure Roman through and through. He's like, it goes back in ancient times, he would have his Roman sigil. It's like, all hail Rome. It's like, why aren't you a Roman guard like your brothers? Right? I always want to be a Roman guard. I just look at it like, yo, you're so far gone. Like, I'm not even getting this conversation. Have a nice day. Okay? Right?
Yeah, just love them from a distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to curse them
The
out.
earthly love.
exactly.
You got the earthly love,
But you explain posing the truth to them, also making them have no cloak for their sins. So it's also a dangerous thing. And you expose the truth to your family members.
It's true. That's very good.
No.
You have to do it. You have to do it. You're right. You have to do it.
Yeah,
it's true. Yo, y'all try to play against your sister. How can you tell her anything?
Yeah.
It's your job.
That's true.
Okay, so there's three more scriptures. And it says, they that fear the Lord shall find judgment and shall kindle justice as a light, right? So you find that you just bring it, you just grow it, and then it's bigger and bigger, right? And then your wisdom grows, you grow the truth, right? And everyone's time to do that and their pace to do that is all gonna be different, right? Everyone's in different walks, different paces, different struggles, different obstacles, just like a character in a story, right? Or a movie, right? And then, okay, so this is the point actually. It says, a simple man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will, right? So I think you were mentioning about the clients, Yeah, as soon as you tell them that it's just, there's no time, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, I can't do this. I gotta leave. I got this thing I gotta go do right now. You know, maybe you can do this next time, right? All of a sudden you have all those excuses.
Yeah.
But if you tell them, okay, it's just gonna be like 5 minutes. Okay, cool, I can do that. Right?
Yeah.
Easy.
Well, that's why like people are impatient, man. They're car.
Oh, yeah.
That's why those Thai bowl kick, you know, those ones like people think they're doing something.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're not doing shit. When you think you're doing something because the fitness person is hyping you up, let's go jump.
Yeah.
You gotta show them real work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the same thing with fighting. People think I'm just gonna go spar right away. Like nigga, chill.
Yeah.
Like you gotta chill for 6 months.
That's
Yeah,
right.
right.
That's right.
You gotta build yourself up.
That's right.
Oh, let's go and spar. Your job.
Yeah.
That's just to get the technique down. You know, they want to get, you don't even, they haven't figured out the technique. You just want to jump into the ring.
They don't have their stamina, conditioning.
Yeah.
That was it.
Hold on, you had some, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That's enough.
Kind of. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 2. No, chapter 2, 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 7 in the NLT. So it says, but Yahweh also rescued Lot. Yahweh Shemeshah also rescued Lot out of Sodom because he was a righteous man who was sick of the shameful immorality of the wicked people surrounded or around him. Going to the bitter, become bitter, you look at around you, you know, and one of the most bitter thing is that you're being humbled, everybody else is going through hell, but they're becoming more prideful.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Yeah, I can't wait for you how much to get on these people.
Yeah, man. Fine.
Because affliction is supposed to humble you. So when you're not being humbled, when you're being afflicted, man. So verse 8, it says, yes, Lot was a righteous man, so who was tormented in his soul. So he didn't get sleep some nights by the wickedness he saw and heard day after day.
Bro, that is probably hearing you. He's trying to sleep and he's hearing something.
Yeah, it's weird.
Some fucking words you.
Take that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some how much feet, bro. Like,
Yeah, man, some real messed up stuff. And the crazy thing about that is that the Lord was preparing Lot the whole time, right? Getting him vexed with, because this is either you love the truth or you love the world. There's no in between. So the Lord, a lot of you Israelites, you complain about, and try not to complain. Try not to complain at all, right? You know, pray. But when you're going through hell, the Most High wants you to be like bitter, so you don't love the world.
yeah, he wants you contrary.
Exactly.
Right?
Contract.
That's why the
Exactly.
word looks for
Exactly.
contrary.
Contract.
Which you look up contrary, it pretty much means like beaten to powder,
Yep.
grinded, like
Yes.
a mortar.
That's right.
You know?
Yep. And then it says, verse 9, so you see, the Lord knows how to rescue godly people from their travails, from their trials, even when keeping the wicked under punishment until the day of the final judgment. That's why these people are becoming more prideful, even though every single person is feeling the squeeze. It's because they're being kept for the day of judgment, you know? And, last verse, it says, he said he is especially hard on those who follow their own twisted sexual desires and who despise authority. These people are proud and arrogant, daring even to scoff at supernatural beings, which, that's us, that's the hopeful elect. You scoff at the Most High, serving the Most High, the House Shai, the chariots, the angels, but you're also scoffing at the men of the Lord down here. Right? We're supernatural beings we're extraterrestrials or angels in a carnal body, whether you believe it or not. But that's going to be manifested.
That's why there's a law in Leviticus that says, thou shalt not revile the gods. So I'm talking about Zeus. And,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, it's true.
Whatever, Ra. I was talking about judges, powers.
That's right. Daring even to scoff at supernatural beings without so much as trembling. So they have no idea what they're scoffing at, what they're laughing at. They have no idea. That's it on that.
This is Luke 12. The Spirit kind of passed me. You brothers are going into about, tending to the flock and leadership and all that. So this is Luke 12 and 42 in the NLT. It says, and the Lord And the Lord replied, a faithful, sensible servant is one to whom the master can give the responsibility of managing his other household servants and feeding them. If the master returns and finds that the servant has done a good job, there will be a reward. I tell you the truth, the master will put that servant in charge of all he owns. But what if the servant thinks my master won't be back for a while? And he begins beating the other servants, partying and getting drunk. The master will return unannounced and unexpected, and he will cut the servant in pieces and banish him with the unfaithful. And a servant who knows what the master wants but isn't prepared and doesn't carry out those instructions will be severely punished. But someone who does not know and then does something wrong will be punished only lightly. When someone has been given much, much will be required in return. And when someone has been entrusted with much, even more will be required.
Leadership's important, very important. Like, I think we talked about it yesterday, where a lot of you Israelites, you want to get into leadership, and anybody, you really look at it, anybody who was given leadership didn't want it. And there's a reason for that, you know? But that's what the Most High will trust. And all the elect, starting with the men out here, the 144,000, will lead us onto a nation. So if you're, you're doing your lessons and, whatever and everything else, but at home, if you have kids, you're not a good father, or this, that, and the third, it's like, what are you really doing? And there's situations where obviously men have women that, don't allow you to be a good parent, but the Lord knows that, right? But you still can't be a super Israelite and a nigger in the world and say that, you're doing the right thing. It doesn't work that way, but there's a heavier judgment on those that are leaders. It's a heavier judgment on them.
Much much responsibility.
Yeah.
Bishop,
Just to
just to concur with Jeremiah was read. This is Matthew 22:10. The point is in 11. It says, so those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests. First, this is the point here. It says, and when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there was a man which had not on wedding garment, right? And that is what Jeremiah was saying, like, like these men came in without the truth, without the understanding. They weren't ready. They were sleeping. They were playing around. You know what I'm saying? When there was work to be done, studying, showing yourself approved, doing your lessons. They weren't doing none of that, right? So when the king came, which is Yahweh Shai, they weren't ready. They didn't have any garment. So what? They were thrown out.
Yep.
Right?
And that garment is your mindset.
Gone.
That's what you're wearing. What the scripture said, put on the elect. So that's you have to take on a mindset that when I wish I could read minds. You can fool every other brother in here. You can fool even yourself. And you're like, yo, I'm good. And Yahushua sees you. He sees that in your mind, you don't have the right wedding garment. What are you doing here?
Yeah. Verse 12, it says, and he said unto him, friend, how comest thou in hither on having a wedding garment? And he was speechless, which is what he just said, right? His mind was empty, and he was thinking mere foolishness.
Yeah, always bearing bitterness towards a brother or whatever, not rebuking wicked thoughts. You're just letting wicked thoughts run through your mind like, it's okay, we're in the flesh. No, you got to rebuke wicked thoughts too.
Yeah, that's it. I don't have to read it.
I got a script.
Um,
Isaiah 1 and Isaiah 1 and 3. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know, my people does not consider it. So I know we were talking about a little bit earlier about the fact that they just don't want to do the right thing. They don't want to hear about that. That's not the tune that they're trying to hear. They're trying to hear, where are we going out tonight? What party we're going to go to? Let me get my full okay, my pension plan. Like they're really just invested in Babylon, right? They don't want to hear about the fact that you're Israelite and that Yahushua is coming to save you, that you need to get right, and that the fact that Esau, so-called white man, is your enemy, right? And the whole joke of that too is like you have current events that show you that. It's not like you can watch on TV, especially look at American guys getting gunned down, James getting gunned down by the so-called white man, but they look at that, they get angry, and then they go back to doing what they're doing before because of the entertainment, right? We know what entertainment is to entangle the mind, right? And then actually there's two more verses. It says, a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord Yahweh Hashem Shai. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Why should ye be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint. So with those 2/3, the Lord just had enough. He was like, got a kid, he was being a menace. You whip him, beat him a couple times, whatever. Normally you should get right? But it doesn't work with him. He's just I don't care. That's my dad.
Yeah.
And and there's a lot of that where I
Stone
think,
him.
you stone him.
People,
Right.
it's lucky, and a lot of Israelites don't understand that. They don't understand, like, if you have a small child or someone who's under you, they're supposed to be afraid of you. You're bigger, you're stronger, you're a whole ass thing to them.
Yeah.
If you're telling them not to do something, and they're not even listening to that, you're using a stern voice, and then you use physicality, and they're still like, F you, what do you think is left of that child?
Yeah.
They gotta go. They gotta go.
Reset.
That's it.
Reset. And in the righteous kingdom, right? You wouldn't care about having to take that little nigga out because you're gonna have another
That's
child.
Sure.
All right. Multiple children. I just want you just have to get sacrificed because whatever it is. Righteously though, you know what I mean? Because you're being a bastard. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? But in this world, like, oh no, not my son, I still love him. And, but he's being a nigga though.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's pure confusion.
So back then,
It won't end well.
No.
back then, man, Israel, we cared about all of Israel. You couldn't just let someone roam around being wicked because it's going to affect the children, it's going to affect this person and that person.
It's contagious.
Yeah.
It's contagious.
Everybody raised the children. The
Exactly.
the community you're in, everybody raised the children.
Yeah.
Children have to respect elders, right? That couldn't have been. It didn't have to be your mother or your father, but they're elder to you. You have to listen to them.
Yes, right.
You know what I mean?
That's all some of us that grew up in the Caribbean too.
Yeah.
You can't pass someone that's older than you in the morning and not say good morning.
Right.
Con.
You get smacked or they tell your parents, then you get beaten up.
Yeah.
It was a fear of teachers that I had also. We had a fear of teachers, right? And a strong respect for teachers because you can't play around with your teachers. Because if you did, they will send you to the dean's office and so they'll beat you and then you get the second round with your parents. Right?
Yeah.
So that fear is lacking in this society, right? The scriptures say that in Timothy somewhere, the laws are made for a righteous man, but for somebody who's kind of like ungodly or a whoremonger or somebody who's essentially like that doesn't have any fear.
Yeah, bring it up.
You got these jakes, man, they're fucking out on bail. Their mom put up the house for them to get them on bail.
Yeah.
They just fucking degenerates, man.
Yeah.
And then they get shot. Oh, he was a good boy. Everyone loved him. He made people smile, and he was a drug dealing wicked adulterer. A stubborn in Deuteronomy, brothers are quoting it, right?
Yeah.
He's stubborn, a glutton, and a drunkard.
Exactly. All three.
So that shows you that's not a prepubescent child. That's
Exactly.
That's an older son.
Yeah,
That's a man of age. That's past your
12, past 12.
Yeah, you passed 12.
Yeah, it's true.
Which comes with responsibility.
Yeah.
So if you're just hanging around, no responsibility,
Yeah.
you're influencing other people. That's how these gangs and all that shit started.
Yeah. Con.
There's these gangs that raised a lot of these kids.
Yeah.
Not the parents.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
You know?
very, very true.
Or a wicked older brother or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna add a quick thing.
Yeah,
You said, that's why you see like the mom, she does that where she says, "Oh, you're such a good kid," but that's where the mom will always unconditionally love her child. It's always unconditional. Even if he's wicked, it doesn't matter. That's why you need the dad there. That's why he's
She's
there.
all emotion.
Exactly. So he is like, no, this guy's being wicked. You're stoning him.
Yeah, that's it.
The fuck are you talking about? Love is being wicked, right? But because, like you said, these gang, all this stuff is happening because really Esau's has everything backwards. So we can't establish the law. So we can't put these guys out. So then, like you said, it spreads like a virus.
You got grown men scared of a gang of 10 little hooligans, man, just saying it's a little ski mask.
Yeah.
You know, they might have guns and shit, so you know,
Fucking crazy.
as a grown man,
Yeah.
you know?
The gremlins.
But that's why it starts in school where, you know, they're fighting the teachers now.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting
Oh,
the teacher,
taking their eyes
fuck
off
you,
them.
you know?
Yeah.
Punching them.
My eyes are.
Yeah, they seen that. Yeah. I was going. Took the eye and the woman knock.
Oh,
I had the
really?
precept.
That was crazy.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is 1 Timothy 1, verse 9, and it says, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for the sinners, and for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and mothers, of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for men stealers, for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be anything that is contrary to sound doctrine. Right, so that's the importance of the law, but the law is essentially slack in this society, right?
Yeah.
You know,
And
Esau's-
Non-existent.
non-existent.
Then that's the Esau's doing, right? But then you want to point the finger at the Israelites, at Jake now, and be like, oh, look at them, look at these monkeys, they're acting up, 100 shots, you know, all the dumb shit, right? But nigga, this is going under your rulership. Like, you have the action, you have the ability, you have the authority to put an end
Stop
to
it,
this, to
yeah.
stop this, but you want this, right? So you're the hypocrite.
Hey, you got, it's like you got certain states in America where you can beat your children, but they send them to a facility. You have like camps.
Yeah,
And they'll come scoop you up when you're sleeping. They'll be like, what's
Oh,
going
yeah,
on?
I see
Here,
one,
we're gonna
yeah.
help you, you know.
What's going on?
Get your shit.
Go, Mom! Mom!
Yeah.
And then, but what happens there, they get some discipline, but they also get degenerates that work there. They might sexually assault those. True. You know, they watch them when they sleep. You know, they just beat them for no reason.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's just backwards, bro.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
supposed to be at the household. It's supposed to start at the household.
Mhm.
You know, you're paying racks and racks of thousands of dollars to send your child to some disciplinary. Then they come back all messed up.
Much worse.
FK Ultra.
You pay for them to get abused.
Yeah, literally.
We can't really depend on Esau to uphold the laws, because his duty is to keep us further and further away from Yahweh Shai, right? So how does he do that? By giving us by keeping us away from the commandments, right? Keeping us in wickedness, you know? Pretty much what he has done, he has terraformed the world to suit himself, and then bring the Israelites into that world so they can live like how he lived, like a beast man, right? And the more beast-like we are, the further we are from our power, which is our energy source, which is the light. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what he does. So he's in his lot, he's doing his job, he's keeping us away from our power by keeping us in sin.
Well, the 2/3.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody, I guess. It's just that the elect, we have the house shy. Hopeful, like.
Got a quick one?
Go.
James. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. James 4:6, it says, but he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, Yahweh Shem Shai resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Right? So you're saying about those Israelites, I think you said the wicked 2/3, right? Really, it's because they're just prideful. They don't want to submit to the Most High. Right? He presented himself to everybody the same way. And they chose not to do it that way. Now we know obviously it was part of their lot and everything like that, but they made a choice.
Yeah.
He's very fair. It's
Yeah.
like, I give you this choice, I give you this choice. What are you gonna do? I give you the blue pill, I give you the red pill. They chose the wrong one, right? And they keep doing it because he's still here putting out his hand. Hey, I'm still here, right? Take my hand. I'm still here. Eventually, he's gonna remove his face, and then that's when all the bad stuff happens. I say, oh yeah, Yahweh, Shai. You know, I want to give right now. It's too late.
That dream was there, right? The brother was, watched
Yeah, I watched
it.
that.
And
Yeah,
they're going through the scripture.
Yeah.
Don't you never do it wrong?
Yeah.
I was here with you. And
yeah.
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. You're gonna go into the scriptures when you see when you see the end, you're gonna go into the scripture to plead your case. That's insane.
Oh man.
That's how you know they're terrified, because you're not thinking straight. You're just fulfilling.
Wow. But if you get to the point where it says, they come and tell you, don't you remember? So the point is, if somebody comes to you in the world and says, don't you remember who I am? Do you really have a relationship with that person?
It's true. Yeah,
He
you-
said,
very good point.
that's what the Lord said,
Yeah,
right?
very
In the
good
scripture,
point.
he says,
He that he knows you, he
I don't
doesn't.
know, yeah, you know of me, but I don't know you. And it goes into his reputation, which is his name, and wisdom, going back to wisdom, real quick, I just want to quote the verse again, because that's how these powerful precepts come on. Ecclesiastes 24:1, it says, wisdom will what? Glorify herself, will make herself known in the minds of her people. So wisdom is the star. That's the whole point. That's what we're saying. We're not saying anything else, man. You know, this song says, the guy says this, I don't like to quote it. He always wears these fake shit, big arms and shit, get out the way, move, right? Ludicrous. And wisdom is saying, get out the way and let wisdom lead. But anyway, that's the point.
I was just going more. Verse 7, it says, submit yourself therefore to Yahweh Shem Shai, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. And then it says, draw nigh to Yahweh Shem Shai, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your minds, you double-minded. Right? So if you are like those guys in the world, I'll just say everyone, the ones that want to get it right, the closer you try to get to the Most High is by you following the law, such commandments, the best you're doing. And you consistently trying to do that, you're going to get better at doing it. It's just like playing sports. The more you do it, the better you can get at it. Right? It says consistency, not consistency. Something is the father's skill.
Repetition.
Yeah, repetition is the father's skill.
Yeah.
So you keep repeating the right thing. Eventually, you're going to get good at it. It's just very simple.
Yeah.
But because to do the right thing in this society, it's difficult. It's hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good. So that's why they don't really want to do it, because we really go down to it. You want to keep it really honest. Their spirits are weak.
Yep, and they have no faith.
Yeah.
They
Right?
have no faith.
That's why the spirits are weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Same
Exactly.
thing.
No,
Yeah, I
you're
know
right,
what you're
you're
saying.
right.
Yeah.
That's why the spirit is, because we started off weak too.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, became strong, like you said, over repetition.
Yeah.
Right? But it's because we believed. There's been lots of times where, brothers have felt like, I don't know, does this really make sense to do this now? Or should I keep doing this? And it's like the spirit is talking to you. Remember these scriptures, remember this. You know what? I gotta keep pushing forward. I know the Lord's gonna strengthen me.
And then taking brothers' testimonies, right? When we
Yeah.
heard the testimonies of the apostles and the bishops and
Exactly.
elders, that gives us, faith in a boost.
Come.
Just to quickly back you up, this is Proverbs 24:10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. Right? In the NLT, it says, if you fail under pressure, your strength is too small.
That's right. I'm sure. This is Ecclesiastes 9:11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it faileth suddenly upon them. And pretty much the point being is that the Lord is dealing with who he wants to deal with, right? Not to the perception of the world, right? How the world has this, they have this perfect person, preconceived notion of this person got it going on, da da da. The Lord is dealing with anomalies, all right? People that you wouldn't expect, the underdogs, right? Something that the world cannot receive. Just like they couldn't receive Yahushua.
Yep, that's right.
That was it?
Yeah.
Real quick, this is 1 Corinthians 1 and 25. It says, this foolish plan of the Most High is wiser than the wisest of human plans, and the Most High's weakness is stronger than the greatest of human strength.
Jeez.
Remember,
No,
Go ahead.
It's good.
it says, verse 26, remember, dear brothers and sisters, that few of you were wise in the world's eyes, or powerful, or wealthy when the Most High called you. Instead, the Most High chose things the world considers foolish in order to shame those who think they are wise. And he chose things that are powerless to shame those who are powerful. The Most High chose things despised by the world, things counted as nothing at all, and used them to bring to nothing what the world considers important. As a result, no one can ever boast in the presence of the Most High.
And this is why, you got TV snakes went down like that, you know? He was on high and then jumped, boof, like a breadfruit, right? Because, yeah, you know, it's all up there, it's heavy, right? So then falls, you can hear it from far. That's how he felt. And they had him thinking that, yo, he was smart, he was this, he was that, he was a Dr. TV Snakes. You know what I'm saying? Look at him. Look at him right now.
And that's outside the temple. Outside the temple, whorehouse madness. So imagine inside the temple. But yeah, we get to watch those dudes, and it never ends well for them. Just pull up the history. You folks at home, pull up the history and those guys. Oh, yeah.
Scripture,
Yeah, go ahead.
real quick one, 1 Samuel 16:7. Okay, I'm going to read it out. It says, but the Lord Yahweh Shai said to Samuel, don't judge by his appearance or height, for I have rejected him. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai doesn't see things the way you see them. People judge by outward appearance, but the Lord Yahweh Shai looks at the mind. Right? Just to kind of add what brothers are saying, you know, because the Lord doesn't really care about that stuff. He cares. He'll bring. He said to, I think that's why he took David. He looked at all of his brothers. Took the smallest one to take down Goliath. Right? So he always does that. He always takes the small to show you. And it's just to exalt his power. Like, I can do this.
Exactly.
Right? I can do anything. I can take this man that you look down on. You don't take him seriously. You look stupid, and make them more powerful than you. And that's when they get confounded and they start asking the guy, like, how do you, like, what's going on? It's like, with my power. How much will shine?
That's right. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. I was just that.
Um,
Well, I'm holding that account.
okay, Con, go ahead.
1 Samuel 17, verse 44, and it says, and the Philistine said unto David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh to the fowls of the air and the beasts of the field. And then said David to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword and a spear and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Shai of hosts and God of armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied.
So David was in the spirit of Ephesians 6:12. Our weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual. That's how he came in that spirit. Like, listen, all I need is the name of the Lord. You're done.
That's what you're saying. But also, that's why, like, if he got picked that way, like, he picked him. It's like, all right, I'm going to do this. You're dying. That's it. He had that confidence. Right? If the Lord picked me to do this, that means I'm going through you.
That's right.
That's
That's
it.
right. That's right. That's right.
They all, and that's the same confidence that, you know, the elect are going to have right now, right?
Yeah.
Because we're also going through, the hopeful are going through tough obstacles where it looks like there's actually no hope. Like, there's no way you're going to get out of this.
It's true.
Right? It looks like that.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? It looks like that, but there's always a way out. As long as you cling onto the Lord, there's always a way out because he'll show you, he's like, go this way. And you just do something like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Right?
And once you get out of it, your faith goes up.
Yeah.
I got this real quick. Based upon confidence, right? Having self-confidence. The Lord doesn't want someone who doesn't believe. And so it says here, this is Sirach 4 and 20 in a GNT. It says, take advantage of opportunities, but guard yourself against evil. Don't underrate yourself, right? Which doesn't mean you boast yourself, just don't underrate yourself. Give yourself a fair and honest examination. And it says, humility deserves honor and respect, but a low opinion of yourself leads to sin. It's true.
I might as well go off. You know,
Exactly.
in the flesh.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're getting choked out by your own opinions.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't let your sins weigh you down.
Yep. And it says, don't let others have their way at your expense. Do not bring your own ruin by giving up your rights. Never hesitate to speak out when the occasion calls for it. Don't hide your wisdom. Your wisdom and education can be known only by what you say.
So that goes into doing your videos, you know what I mean? If you have this truth, you got the light, teach, man. Spirit's on you, you know? Even if you're, even in a setting like this or it's on the highways, if you have a point, bring it out. You got scripture, bring it out. You know, don't hide it, man.
Yeah.
Bring it out.
Hey, beautiful. The part that talks about, don't let others,
Yeah.
it's talking about, hey, it's talking about you, you give into these 2/3 people telling you that everything is good. Right? And you keep sliding the real instruction that's coming from the men of the Lord. Right? So that's a wicked influence. Don't let those people have that influence on you to choke you out, to say that everything is good with me, when you know that everything is not good with you.
Self-righteous.
That's right. All right, serving your own belly. You know, there's,
What is there more?
Yeah, there's more.
Oh,
One more. It says here, looks all good. It's good. It says, verse 25, do not, however, go against the truth. And remember that you do not know everything. Don't be ashamed to confess your sins. There is no point in trying to stop a river from flowing. Don't, and it's true, man. Like, and that's power. You know, you take the enemy's power away when you're honest. You know, when you're honest with yourself, them demons, if you're not honest with yourself, they're salivating. Because now they can set up traps, set up nets, snares all over the place because you're not walking straight and being honest with yourself. But if you're honest with yourself, then demons can't fuck with you because you already told yourself the truth. You know, so a lot of you Israelites, you gotta be honest with yourself. You can't be hiding any nook and cranny of any dirt in a corner. Them demons can use that and the whole house will be dirty.
Yeah, that's why the scriptures say to examine yourself.
Yeah, comments and
Yeah,
too, yeah.
because how are you supposed to find out what's looking crazy if you're not looking at yourself?
That's right.
It's like, oh, I'm good, but just going through every day, like SpongeBob SquarePants. You're not looking to see, oh fuck, I'm not really good at this. Why is this happening?
Exactly.
Right? Find out the root of the cause of why I'm doing these things that are bad. To try and fix yourself.
Yeah, that's right, man. And it finishes on to say, don't allow yourself to be dominated by someone who is stupid or show partiality to influential people. It's true.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, obviously, I could get, you know, fuck you, but you just kind of stand away. You're like, you know what? I don't part with you. I don't sit with you because this is what you do. I can't trust someone who's gonna change based upon someone's status.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to be around someone like that. And a lot of you Israelites, are like that. You know, you camp hop because this camp is booming right now. Oh, this camp has the most controversy. Oh, you're just changing it based upon status. Groupies. You know.
as you always say, internalize it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, that could be a wife. It could be a kid.
Yeah,
It could be some strange uncle that has claiming that he's going to give you an inheritance,
yeah, it's family too. Yeah, you're right.
right? Right. But you know, I'm just saying you always mention that, man.
Yeah,
So
true.
but that's what it's all about. Hey, that's what we're talking about as well. Not just without, but also within, man. You know, wisdom is going to rule regardless. That's
Verse it says, stand up for what is right, even if it costs your life, costs you your life. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Shai will be fighting on your side.
You should just finish it. Got like 3 more.
Okay, it says, don't be quick to speak or lazy and negligent in your work. Yep. Don't act like a lion at home or be suspicious of your servants. Sometimes you're too suspicious, you know, and being too suspicious is a lack of faith too. There's only so much you need to think about and let the Lord take the rest. You know?
out of the mind.
It's too much because you can't control anything. So why are you being suspicious for?
Overthinking, right? Overthinking.
Yeah,
That's what-
overthinking is suspicious.
that's what it's called.
Very good, fair enough.
Instead of being circumspect.
Exactly. So it says, don't stick out your hand to get something if you're going to be tight-fisted when the time comes to pay it back. Yep. That's right. That's it.
Okay, so I got this quick one that was loaded. Sirach 11:25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction, And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. So I brought that because we were talking about confidence a little bit earlier. So, you know, the whole part of the confidence is like, if you look at when you first started, everything you got through, you're here right now. So obviously you got through everything to get here. So you look back at all these obstacles, evil that you went through, everything like that. You say, man, I got through all this. I'm here right now. Why am I afraid of all this other stuff? It's just something that might be a little more difficult, but I'm stronger now. So what am I worried about? So it's kind of like you gotta talk to yourself sometimes, be your coach. Like, yo, and athletes know this a lot because a lot of times they have their coach, but a lot of times they're on their own. Right? They're on their own. So they have to remember what the coach told them, like, yo, you got this, man. You already went through this. What are you worried about this?
It's just that living water.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been studying, you've been spending time with Hamashai, so guess what? He's showing up for you.
Yeah.
In your mind.
Yeah. Because it's really just him. It's really him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Right? He might talk in your own voice, but it's really
It's
him.
Yeah.
Because what he says is right.
Exactly.
That's why it's him.
Yeah, exactly. You're supping with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd also, I wish I said, man should not live by bread alone, by every word that come out of the book, right? To paraphrase, right? So even though when you're in moments where you are alone, you know, sometimes you might be going through something and like, you know, like some precepts come into your head and in order to kind of like maneuver the situation, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
Right? I had a quick precept in regards to like the confidence and like self-respect. This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 28, and it says in the GNT, my child, keep your self-respect, but remain modest. Value yourself and your worth, right? Because you don't want to think essentially too lowly of yourself. And that's something that a lot of our people suffer from in the world because they don't have an understanding of who they are, right? They don't have a healthy self-esteem. And, you know, that's one of the things a good father does, you know, when we look into the scriptures, like, you know, when moments there were, you know, times where, you know, for example, like I'll just use Moses as an example. Like Lord said, you know, I'm not eloquent. Sorry, Moses said, like, Lord, I'm not eloquent and all that, and you know, just giving your people, giving them that confidence to be able to maneuver through that situation, right? You know, so yeah, that's important. You don't want to think too highly of yourself because you see the dangers in that, but you don't want to think too lowly of yourself at the same time where you're like timid and you're kind of standing still, right? You know, you need to have like a healthy set of confidence in yourself.
Yeah, those are all gifts of wisdom. If you want to receive it, we always talk about that, you know, because that's beautiful because Moses says, oh, Lord, I can't speak. So don't worry, I have a man for you,
Exactly.
right? That's going to bring wisdom and, right?
Speak for you.
Speak for you, and then I'm going to give you wisdom to break it down. So yeah, let's get out the way here, but easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
But don't get choked up, right? As you say, contemplate, you brought up a great point, contemplate on when those scriptures, when you get in that crisis, go back to how the Lord lead you, man. That's all we got.
Exactly.
Simple.
Exactly.
That was it real quick?
Yeah,
that was it.
I got a quick precept in Barazar, you mentioned coaching yourself.
Yeah.
Kind of
Beautiful.
in the spirit. So this is Psalm 77:5. It says, I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I commune with mine own heart, and my spirit made diligent search. Right? And this word commune, word is shayat, which means to put forth, mediate, to commune, to complain, to meditate upon, put forth thoughts. Yeah. See, sometimes Paul spoke about that. Sometimes we make groanings that we can't even utter. You know, sometimes you're complaining in the spirit. You know, you can righteously complain to the Lord like David did.
Yeah.
Right? Because you know, just all kinds of spiritual things in your mind. You know.
Sure. How about script if I may? I just want to touch on going to the topic of being confident. So like you said, you're not be too you don't have like self-confidence, you're not be too overconfident.
Yeah.
You know, so that's like a balance in between. Where like like you're doing like basically like you're monitoring yourself and like not doing too much on either side. This is the book of Romans 12, verse 3, and it says, for I say through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according to as the Most High hath dealt to every man measure of faith, right? So maybe, but like the different measures, the different like talents. So like, basically, guys stay in your lane and just continue on in your lane, and I try to like veer off too much on the other side, you know. And it says, verse 4, for as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we being many are one body in Hamashiach, and every one members one of another. Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given unto us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith, or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation, or he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity, he that ruleth with diligence, he that sheweth mercy with cheerfulness. Yeah, that's on that.
Real quick, Sirach 32 and 19 in the GNT, it says, never do anything without thinking it through. And once you have done something, don't look back and wish you had done something else. Hey, that's a double-minded man. It's a fucked up person. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can't. Oh, I gotta. That takes work, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know some people like that?
Yeah.
Like, in the world, they're just, bro, like, they
Yeah,
say
big
one
one.
thing, they do another thing, and then they wish they did another thing, and
Yeah.
it's just a big mess. 'Cause they're
Well
double-minded.
You can't trust someone like that.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Right, it says, verse 20, don't take a course of action that is dangerous, and don't make the same mistake twice. Don't be too sure of yourself, even when the way looks easy. Always watch where you are going. Whatever you do, be careful. This is keeping the Lord's commands. All right, and I'll read a few in the NLT. Verse 21, be not confident in a plain way.
True.
And beware of thine own children. In every good work, trust thy own soul, for this is the keeping of the commandments. It says, he that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment, and he that trusteth in him shall fear never the worst.
That's right. I got this. This is Sirach, chapter 5, verse 9, when it says, be certain about what you believe and consistent in what you say. Don't try to please everyone or agree with everything people say. Always be ready to listen, right? 'Cause you got to be yourself. Mike Tyson says someone who's friends with everybody is an enemy to himself. It's true. You know, always doesn't mean you're gonna be rude to people, right? But you're just not always gonna be like buddy with everybody, because both of you are being yourselves. And if it happens where you guys are connected and you're really close, cool. As long as you're both still being yourself. And it says, always be ready to listen, but take your time in answering. Answer only if you know what to say. And if you don't know what to say, keep quiet. Speaking can bring you either honor or disgrace. What you say can ruin you. Don't get a reputation of being a gossip, and don't tell tales that will hurt people. Just as robbers will suffer disgrace, so liars will suffer severe condemnation. And how many times have we been gossiped about with these other kids? You're this, you're that, you're bums, you don't have God, you do all these things. So it says, do nothing destructive, whether it seems insignificant or not. And that's it.
Can I get this? This is Philippians 4:4. Rejoice in the Lord, Yahweh always, and again I say rejoice. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord,
Speak up.
Salakia.
Yeah.
Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Yahweh. All right. And, Apostle Ricard goes into the prayer being our medicine. All right. So when you're praying and you're doing what's expected of you, you have a certain amount of confidence to come on and push this word. Right. However, you still have to remain humble doing the Lord's work, right?
Mhm.
So that's why I brought that up.
I got this one too.
The word rejoice just means praise.
Awesome.
Yeah, beautiful.
No, bring on just for
No,
that.
go ahead, go ahead.
So, Proverbs 18:10. Read from the NLT. The name of the Lord is a strong fortress. The godly run to him and are safe. So that's the elect's sure defense. It's, back when you read about David, he didn't rely on his own understanding. He relied on the Heavenly Father to deliver him from all circumstances, right? Now that's how the elect is going to be. Verse 11 says, the rich think of their wealth as a strong defense. Yeah, that's the elite. They think that, the coming pending destruction is going to save them because they got all that guap, right? And they got us in captivity. They imagine it to be a high wall of safety. Verse 12, haughtiness goes before destruction, humility precedes honor. Right? So the elect is gonna be humble, right? Because that's the position that Yahushua was in. So that's the same position that the elect are gonna be in. That's all for
That haughty pride, man, that's a poison, man. And it comes with also neglect. We talked about that, right? Because you start to feel good, So yes, going and just bringing it to the house, the Lord's house. That's perfect instruction for us. Looking outside of that filthy temple, man, all that bullshit, And it is crept in unawares, but the Lord's been watching you. I'm talking about the haughtiness, right?
Yeah, you've been going back to the mention because everybody looks to what do you call it, IUIC, they got they're rich, right? They've got the robes and everything, but they're not gonna be in a safe case when it comes to the judgment, right? Because right now everybody's on trial.
That's right, that's right.
So not everything is, some men, like, whenever the Most High has their script written up, and then it's the end, like, you get off. But there's things that happen in between before that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
You get warnings and shit just, shit hits the fan, right? Before those things happen. So you have these, I don't know,
Signs,
yeah,
yeah,
tokens,
yeah, tokens, yeah. Sorry. Oh, is it on it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read this. This is Sirach 21. And just going into, because, hey, this truth is harsh, right? And we always talk about judgment, destruction for sin, and all this. But the mercy is the fact that we have a great spirit to repent. A lot of us have done a lot of messed up stuff. We have thought a lot of messed up stuff, but we're repenting from those things, which means we're turning back where? To wisdom, knowledge, understanding, to Yahushua.
And we're seeking his face.
Exactly. Yeah, we're seeking his face. So this is Sirach 21:1. It says, my child, have you sinned? Don't do it again. And pray for forgiveness for what you have already done. Avoid sin as if it were a snake. If you, and this is in the GMT, if you get too near, it will sink its teeth in you, in your soul, like a lion, and destroy you. Every lawless act leaves an incurable wound, like one left by a double-edged sword. And that basically means you can't be healed without the truth, without this knowledge, right? Because it's incurable wound. Now it says, if a person, or let me jump down actually. Okay, yeah, I'll jump down to 11. It says here, whomever wants to keep the law must learn what the law means. If you fear the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, in every sense of the term, you will have wisdom. And that just means you're putting the Heavenly Father's will, because we know the Heavenly Father's likes and dislikes. We know Yahushua's likes and dislikes, and that's a blessing and that's a guide. So you put that knowledge in the forefront of your mind, you're gonna walk the right steps in the right way. And it says, you have to be intelligent to learn anything, because there is such a thing as just pretending to be intelligent.
Oh.
Yeah. Because intelligent, I think it goes in intel, right? Intelligent intel, something that you have intel, which is the same thing as education, right? Education is something that comes from within. So a lot of guys, it's a scary thing, but a lot of people are in the truth that don't actually have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding in their minds. They're actually pretending the whole way.
Yeah.
They're faking the whole way through.
You read it earlier on in regards to ask the question, right? You read the precept, right? If you don't understand something, ask.
Yeah.
That's a command of the Lord. He says, ask me and I shall give it to you.
Yep.
And then it came up again, right? So if you don't understand the law, like, don't just pretend like you know, man. Right? And it tells you in the law that we're supposed to rehearse it anyway. The Lord tells us that we should rehearse it. So if you don't, and if you forget, and we did rehearse it, right? Because you just mentioned it as well. The Lord has already put it in you. You have to rehearse it. The brother read rejoice. That means praise. So, but if we don't understand, that's the point. I just wanted to emphasize on that. We still have to ask. Because we may forget. And you said it earlier on, last point. You said, brother, I haven't heard that precept in a long time. And that sounded so fresh. Hey, I need that question you asked last night. It kept me up. Kept thinking about it. It was beautiful. Anyway, brother, continue.
It says, but there is such a thing as just pretending to be intelligent, which only makes people bitter.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's talk about the bitter, brother. Because anyway, we don't have to. It came out earlier on in regards to the bitter.
That's
right?
Esau.
Yeah, right.
That was Esau's whole life.
Okay.
And that was Cain. And then the heathens. You're pretending to have intelligence, you don't got it, and you became bitter. You killed your brother. Out of jealousy.
Wow.
And that's what Jake does to Jake. That's why some of the prophets are going to be, killed by, and as they have been, killed by their own people because of bitterness. You're mad that they have it and you don't, so you just want to take them out. That's the mindset of Esau and Cain.
That's what happened with Stephen.
Yeah. Con. Yeah, that's right.
We need the Lord's bitter, not Esau's bitter. But yeah, good.
So it says, a wise person's knowledge is like a river that never runs dry, like an ever-flowing stream of good advice. A fool, on the other hand, has a mind like a jar with a hole in it. Anything he learns is soon lost. When an educated person hears something that shows insight, it stimulates his mind and leads him on to other ideas. But when someone who is satisfied with ignorance hears it, he won't like it and will forget it as soon as he can.
Wow, having a form, that precept was coming in my mind, maybe it came in brother's mind, having a form of godliness. But ultimately denying the power.
And never, it says that never reaching thereonto, like never gaining or whatever.
Ever learning.
Ever learning, yeah.
Never gaining, yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
This is Jeremiah 2:13. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Right? So going into the jar that has a hole in it, right? They can't hold onto the knowledge of wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, huh?
Yeah.
All right, and really because the Lord rejected them, huh? All right. Well, yeah, that was the point.
Yeah, we might.
Yes, sir?
I was gonna say, you mentioned earlier that when you're a kid, you reprimand them again, then you see that they're not healing, you stone them, get rid of them. right?
In the law, we're not pushing that out here, and in the law, that's what it says.
PSA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the same thing with the Most High, you know what I'm saying, did with his people, because they kept, you know what I'm saying, straying further away from the law. And then just get rid of them, man, so the fear, if you fear your father, your earthly father, you're gonna follow the rules that are made within his house. You're gonna always abide by his rule. So fearing the Most High is actually smart, because there's rules in our word, not the entire word, but our word of Israel that we are supposed to follow. Those rules, if we break them, the punishment is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's
Well, everything falls apart,
Mhm.
even the earth.
Gone.
If we break those rules, even the earth falls apart.
Yes.
Because, like you said, our rules, which are given to us from the Heavenly Father, are our rules to conduct the earth, how to live in this paradise I've given you.
Mhm.
So you're right, 100%. This is how you live.
Yeah, so we are living in Esau's kingdom now, Esau's world, and we abide by his laws. Don't speed, don't do this, don't do that. We literally abide by his laws. When the law we should abide by is the law of the Most High. Because if we follow his laws, Esau's laws is automatically going to be followed, right?
Yeah.
Because we're living in by the living water, pretty
Yeah.
much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just what I wanted to say.
And abiding by Esau's laws, which are, like you said, the speeding and stuff, being in tickets and whatnot. It's also abiding by the Lord's law.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Romans
Yeah.
13.
Exactly.
The Lord set everything up.
Exactly. Yeah. Give unto Caesar what's Caesar's.
Yeah,
So this is Revelation 3:1. NLT, it says, write this letter to the angel of the church of Sardis. This is the message from the one who has the sevenfold spirit of the Most High and the 7 stars. I know all the things you do, and that you have a reputation for being alive, but you are dead. Wake up, strengthen what little remains, for even what is left is almost dead. I find that your actions do not meet the requirements of my power. Go back to what you have heard and believed at first. Hold to it firmly, which is that first love. Okay, sometimes in your journey, it's up and down, and you might find yourself a little too straight from the plot. You gotta come back. You gotta,
Yeah.
some brothers delve into the world too more. Whatever you do,
Yeah.
you gotta, oh shit,
Yeah. That's
But
right.
for other people, that's their way out of the truth.
It's true.
So that's why the Lord will bring you to those danger zones. For a learning lesson. A lot of brothers that were mixed with the world, they say, okay, and this is really why I can't mess with this world, because this world is truly wicked. Because now I have these eyes to see, and I'm among these people, so there's no point. That's why the apostle said, you guys don't go to clubs.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no point. There's no real point to doing that,
Yeah.
except pleasing your flesh.
That's right.
And those clubs are dead as hell anyway.
That's right.
Oh, you brought up a beautiful illustration yesterday with the sheep. I kept thinking about that too. 2, 3 go here, 4 there, right? And excuse me,
Very curious.
yeah, right. And the herder had to do
Walk
his.
here.
The point is, the herder had to. Yes. Yeah.
Because
Wow.
remember, he says Yahushua prays for his life,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So, it says, go back to what you have heard and believed at first, hold to it firmly, repent and turn to me again. If you don't wake up, I will come to you suddenly as unexpected as a thief.
Wow.
It says, yet there are some in the church of Sardis who have not soiled their clothes with evil. They will walk with me in white, for they are worthy. All who are victorious will be clothed in white. I will never erase their names from the book of life, but I will announce before my Father and his angels that they are mine. All right. So remember, the Lord's Yahweh's face is still turned from us.
Yes. Yes.
He's
yes,
ignoring
yeah.
us.
That's right. You're right.
And that Ammonite guy, he's a doctor. He did that experiment where he put rice in water for a week, and he labeled the 3 jars. He put a label. He said to one, I hate you, one, I love you, and one, I ignore you. He doesn't even say anything, right? So he said after about a week, he said the one that says, I hate you, whatever. You say, you go to the jar and you tell it, I hate you every day, right?
Vibration. Yeah.
That water was nasty, right? The water that where you said I love you, it didn't smell. It didn't smell. It didn't seem tarnished.
Wow.
The worst water though was the I ignore you.
Okay.
It was moldy, it was done, it was finished,
Damn.
completely rotting. So think about if your parents are ignoring you or something, right? So
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
Yahweh ignored us, but he said, look, I'll give you
My
my
son.
son, and he'll deal with you guys. So in that time, Yahweh is gonna say, look, Yahweh, my father, these are my brothers, these are the true men that serve you. And it starts with them, and then the tutors will come back through that lineage with their heads down, for obvious reasons. They're gonna know, they fucked up, but
Yeah.
The third one is the lukewarm one.
yeah,
Split that up.
Wow.
To mention what you mentioned earlier about, the Lord said he's coming to as a thief, right?
Mhm.
People, when a thief comes, you don't know what tool he's coming with, man,
True.
right? He's gonna bust in the house, but you don't know if he has a gun.
True.
I know a Jake in the road, he busting one of my brother's friends, he busted somebody's house, and then with a V&A and shot the man, the owner. Right? So it's like
Yeah, you never
he's
know.
doing
It's
time.
true.
So it's like, when the Lord's coming as a thief, he's coming to take.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
it might be very much be your soul.
Yeah, kind
Right?
of.
Because he is the Grim Reaper, right?
Yeah.
So it's a scary thing.
Well, I got you. That's exclusive. Yeah, that's it. I got it. That was it? Yeah. That's the spirit. I was holding that. This is,
there was a Jake who just shot somebody up there by Dunford and Major Kennedy. Broke in their house and they tried to fight him and he shot him.
Reckless son.
Put wickedness on evil. Israel.
So this is, let me start at 9. This is,
No, I'm saying the burglar shot the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, brothers, yeah,
people.
That's still judgment.
Not the
Yeah.
people.
It's
The
not-
burglars, the people try to fight the guy, but the guy shot.
Still judgment.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Revelation 14 and 9, in the NLT, it says, a third angel followed them, shouting, anyone who worships the beast and his statue, or who accepts his MARK on the forehead or on the hand, must drink the wine of Yahweh's anger. It has been poured full strength. It has been poured full strength into Yahweh Hashem Yahshua's cup of wrath. And they will be tormented with fire and burning sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and the Lamb, right? The chariots and the Samaritans being burnt. It says, and also Esau, after 1,000 years of slavery, they're going to burn in the presence of Yahweh and the holy angels. It says 11, the smoke of their torment will rise forever and ever, and for a long time, really. And they will have no relief day or night, for they have worshipped the beast and his statue and have accepted the MARK of his name. This means that Yahweh Yahweh's holy people must endure persecution patiently, obey his commandments, his commands, and maintain their faith in Yahweh. I heard a voice from heaven saying, write this down, blessed are those who die in the Lord Yahweh for now. Yes, says the Spirit, they are blessed indeed, for they will rest from their hard work, for their good deeds follow them. And this is the point you brought up, Yahweh. Then I saw a white cloud, and seated on the cloud was someone like the Son of Man. He had a gold crown on his head and a sharp sickle in his hand. Then another angel came from the temple and shouted to the one sitting on the cloud, which is a chariot, swing the sickle, for the time of harvest has come, and the crops are on the earth. The crops on the earth are ripe, both in righteousness and wickedness. So the one sitting on the cloud swung his sickle over the earth, and the whole earth was harvest. After that, another angel came from the temple of heaven in heaven, and he also had a sharp sickle. Then another angel who had power to destroy with fire came from the ultimate. So the angels are gonna get busy, Yahushua is gonna get busy, it's gonna be all of war and mayhem and destruction. It says, he shouted to the angel with the sharp sickle, swing your sickle now to gather the cluster of the grapes from the vine of the earth, for they are ripe for judgment. So the angel swung his sickle over the earth and loaded the grapes into the great winepress of Yahweh Shem Shai. Yahweh Shem Shai's wrath. The grapes were trampled in the winepress outside of the city, and blood flowed from the winepress in a stream about 180 miles long and as high as a horse's bridle to a horse's stomach. There's gonna be a lot of blood in that day, like you said, man. You don't know what weapon a thief is coming in the house with. Yahushua is coming, he said he's not coming as a man. So he's coming as a God. And we know as being a God, he can do whatever. He's gonna destroy it this way, he's gonna destroy it that way.
So it tells you on Ezra 13, it says he's coming with that tempest. Right?
Yeah, con.
That nobody's seen it. So
Yeah.
we've only seen in a video with the chariot blasting a missile that was going to wherever it was, but we haven't seen that, like with their these bodies. You should probably shit on yourself. That means by the Spirit's not on you.
Yeah, 100%.
Joel, reading 13. Yeah, this is Joel 3:13. It says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. Pots overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision.
Where's that?
America is going to be the valley of decision.
No.
No?
The whole it's in the Middle East.
No,
No, where is it? The valley of decision, I think. Where is it?
It says
Saudi Arabia.
Sorry, 1 second. Can I go back over it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Just the top of this precept. So it says, 1 second.
You can pull out a map.
No. I just read it. Phone on myself.
that was Daniel?
No, it's
Joel. Oh, yeah. So,
Joel 3:13. All right, so at the top of it, it says, it says, proclaim he this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither.
Right.
Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh.
Right. So that valley of decision, where is that?
It's the Fertile Crescent. It's in Saudi Arabia, Iraq.
That area? Yeah, that's right.
So it says here, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh. Okay.
Yeah. Which means what?
The valley of Yahweh's judgment.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Decision. And who woke them up?
It says for
Who woke them up?
Yahweh.
Okay.
Yeah. It says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that is where all of that is going to take place.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's going to be the epicenter of World War III, because that's why, even as of right now, that place has always been a hotbed, right? For decades on decades, it's always been a hotbed because we haven't been there, right? The Lord is stirring up that controversy, letting people know that there's something about this land, right? There's something going on here, but people, why is there peace in the Middle East and all this stuff, right? So they say, right? But it's because the Lord is stirring up that controversy, right? And so the Lord's going to gather all the armies to go over there and battle it out, man.
That's right. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So it says the least of the flock shall draw them out, because they're doing all that pulling out. So everybody's gathering there now. Russia, you got China, you got, you know what I'm saying, like all the other nations going there, and the EU, all the EU nations going there as well. That's right.
Yeah, the Jays, they have their, I don't know if certain brothers seen the Greater Israel,
Project.
yeah.
Yes.
What is it?
So they want more land. So that's why they took out,
All those people there.
yeah,
Palestinians.
Damascus and all of that. They're wiping them out, and then that wiping out the Palestinians. And even, I think they want to take out Georgia too, because it's all in their part of their plan, because they don't want nobody there but themselves.
Right, trying to fight back from the birds, right,
They're
basically.
trying to go back to all the way to the Euphrates, bro.
Yeah.
Never mind Damascus. They're trying to go all the way up there to the border of Egypt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
this is why they're causing so much conflict over here, because they want this war to keep going on. They want Lebanon and Jordan and all these other countries to start attacking them so they can actually go there and wipe them out. I see it.
Yeah, I typed in, how high was a horse's bridle?
Very good,
It said about 5 feet off the ground.
Jeez.
And the bridle, that's where the head is, you know, that's that thing they put on the head.
Oh, so
That's-
up to the head of the horse, okay.
Yeah, that's the bridle.
Water.
And it's what we put on the horse and.
Yes, yes,
Right,
it's
so it
cool.
goes back.
John,
It would be more though, than 5, bro, that's a lot of.
That's a lot of blood.
That's a lot of
80
blood.
miles.
It's 5 feet to today's standard.
No, to the bridle, but then the horse's head is about another 2 feet.
which is quite
Rough.
back then too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The horses are probably
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly, so we just know it's gonna be a
That's
lot of
what I'm
blood.
saying.
Yeah.
Just got a quick one, because you mentioned, the Euphrates, we're talking about the fertile president. Revelation 16:12, it says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great rivers Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Right?
There you go.
So, yeah, to go to what the brother said, that's why it's drying up, right? And it's actually, prophecy is happening right now. But like you said, we're talking about, kind of bring it back together, the confidence, everything like that. If you're going to the scriptures and reading the prophecies and you see what's happening, you shouldn't be like, how shit's not coming. You should be like, oh shit, man. Okay, it's coming. Let me just turn it up. I gotta turn it up because you can see the prophecies are unfolding. But at the end of the day, the reason why you can't see it because he didn't give it to you. You don't have the light and candle. The oil's gone, right? That's why you really can't see it. If you really believed, you would be in there. You'd be looking. You'd be like, man, you'd be fired up. Like the Apostle always says, like, what does he always say? He says,
It's gonna be on fire.
yeah, on fire, right? Because if you're in the prophecies, you should be seeing what's going on. Why are you not on fire?
Yep, exactly.
It's odd.
And that starts here,
Yeah.
being on fire, it's in your mind. You just love this thing. Like you love this truth. You love every aspect about it. Like it's not boring. Like brothers get woken up by the spirit middle of the night. They gotta go work in 3 hours, but you don't complain about it because you love what you're doing. These athletes, they lose sleep day and night doing wickedness because they love it.
Yeah. Wow. They devoted themselves to it.
Yeah.
You read the powerful chapter, right? Revelation 14, there's so much there. I wanted to speak about verse 12 because that goes into what we're talking about, what you just mentioned, basically. I'll go to verse 12 first, right? It says, here's the patience of the saints, right? So the Spirit's going to be upon the Lord's elect, right? And hey, but you're going to see it, and it's going to look really weird, right?
Yeah.
Just talked about it,
Yeah.
right? And there's a diligence that comes with it, but it's gonna look weird, man. Right? And if like brother says, if the Spirit is not on you, there's no way the Lord's gonna show it to you
Yeah.
and reveal it to you. No way. But you can have a form of this. Anyway, it goes on to say, here's the point with verse 12. Here are they that keep the commandments, right? And the word there that comes after it of the power. Right? It says
Yeah.
God there, but we know it's Al-Hayim,
Yeah.
right? Powers. So the power of the Spirit is going to attend the elect. You're going to see that, and it's going to look weird.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's going to say this at the end, right? Between them, they're going to realize, the elect is going to realize what the Lord is doing, because it says, one of your favorite words is the faith of Yahushua,
Yeah.
right? Going into that light, that example that's on them. But the power, that's what I wanted to emphasize with. Hey, so you can talk a good game all you want, man. Hey, keep talking. But it's not what you just say, it's what you say and what you do in the Spirit, in the Lord's Spirit. That's what the Lord says. So, Lord, help us. Of course, He promised that He will, so we can say that, right?
That's
All
true.
praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. The brother brought the precept, rejoice right? And rejoice goes into praise and prayer. That was the next word that came up. So I just wanted to emphasize that the power of the Spirit is going to attend the elect. Go ahead.
You said that's not what you say, or,
So it's what you say and do with the spirit.
God.
Yeah.
God, right? So this is
Beautiful.
Proverbs 16:2.
Mhm.
It says, all the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the
Mhm.
Lord Yahweh weigheth the spirits. In the NLT, it says, people may be pure in their own eyes, but the Lord Yahweh examines their motives.
Damn.
Right? Commit your actions to the Lord and your plans will succeed.
Wow, damn.
Right? So,
Which one was that?
Proverbs 16.
NLT.
Basically, do the Lord's will.
So that's
If you do his will, he's gonna bless you because you're doing his will. In righteousness. If you have the left hand side too.
and he keeps you humble. He keeps us humble because as what was read, he said, look, I still have to make a decision
Yeah, but
on
that's,
what
that,
to
that's,
do.
that shows you that dream, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You think you're doing right, I'm doing the videos, I'm
Right.
brotherly, I'm doing this, but your motives might be wrong.
Yeah, why you
You're
do
trying to
it?
do succession, I'm trying to rank
Yeah,
up
yeah,
your
yeah,
spirit, you know, it's like you're doing.
yeah.
You're putting on this little humble, like,
That's why you gotta be careful, man.
You
Yeah.
got an inner motive in you, bro, like,
Yeah.
you know?
Like your motive to increase, there's nothing to increase, there's nothing bad about increasing, but you're right, that's a slippery slope you're talking about, very slippery. Because like, of course, as a man, you wanna rank up and build up and get better, but your motive, to doing that, your motive should be because I want Yahweh Hashem to accept me. Not, I just wanna rank up and say, nah, I got a better rank, got that, I got this many brothers under me now, and it's like, you still have to be saved. When all hell breaks loose and it misses, like you still got to be saved. Forget your rank, you still got to be saved.
Because the ranking system that was in One West, it was basically currently got carnal, right?
Yeah.
And then corrupted a lot of men that actually knew the scriptures and had other men under them, and then certain men they fell out during 2000, right? So
A lot of it.
yeah, it was a lot. So you have to build it spiritually, right?
Yeah.
And it has to be under the same provision as Yahweh Shai's.
You got men that slept with other men's women because of their rank, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Shalom.
she can't be with you because you're not this rank. You gotta,
You're a
you
soldier.
gotta give her the sergeant or whatever.
Yeah, Humphrey do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they celebrated birthdays, bro. They had birthday cakes. They celebrated birthdays.
Yeah, it's a queen.
I knew somebody that used to go there, and they told me, they're like, yeah, we used to have birthday cakes, candles, blow it out every go wish them. It's crazy.
And when you think about it too, like the whole approving part and stuff and building up, you guys remember Yahweh Shai came down here to do all that to be approved of the Heavenly Father too. So everything he did was to be approved of the Heavenly Father. So, there's nothing wrong in building up and getting better. Just make sure in the front corner of your mind, or all around your mind, that you're doing it so that Heavenly Father, in your mind, I hope he approves me. Because I've been trying to build, I've been trying to add to the penny he's given me. I've been trying to build. So that should be the motive, is that you want to be approved by Yahweh Shai.
Priesthood, First Peter 5 and NLT, it says, in the same way, you younger men must accept the authority of the elders, and all of you serve each other in humility, for Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai opposes the proud, but favors the humble.
And we all gotta serve each other. The leader has to serve, and the brother underneath you has to serve as well. Because the king still has to serve, right? So,
It's the biggest servant.
right. You know what I mean? Yahweh Shai, he's gonna serve his elect. You know what I mean? His people. He's gonna serve all Israel in the kingdom.
Yeah, once
He's gonna minister unto us.
yeah, when he was here, he even washed the disciples' feet.
Right. He was the greatest.
Sorry.
Next to Yahweh, of course, right?
Yeah,
right. That's right.
So it's,
Says a lot.
yeah. Everybody has to serve, no matter what level you're on. So,
Yeah.
you can't think that you're gonna be at a certain level and then you don't have to serve. No, you still have to serve.
Sure.
We're all servants. Now, right now, what we're doing, we're serving. We're serving food, spiritual food to the elect right now.
Yeah. And to each other.
To each other, yeah, and to each other.
Yeah, that's because even when you look in what was it,
Tobias and Tobit?
yeah, and they
Yes.
serve the angel, right?
Yes.
And then pretend he was eating. So sometimes, like most of us, like said, an angel, you know, you gotta, you can't be ill-minded towards every Israelite, you know, that some out there might be, you know, they're astray.
Yeah.
So you gotta test it.
Yeah.
What's this, that scripture in the Old Testament? Try to be the spirit by the spirit.
Right.
I'll be misparaphrasing.
I just got, I got three more. So verse 6, it says, so humble yourselves under the mighty power of Yahweh Shem Shai, and at the right time, he will lift you up in honor. So you were talking about trying to rank up, like, you know, brothers, they're not right in their mind, right? Because they're not doing it with humility, they're doing it with pride. They have like an ulterior motive, right? Maybe he has something against some brothers, like, oh, this guy said something, you know, I'm gonna grind, and I'm gonna grind, and I'm gonna be over him, and I'm gonna put him in his place, and I'm gonna make him do push-ups, and you know, like, so the Lord sees everything you're doing. That's the part that you got in that state where you forgot that the Lord sees everything you're doing, which is because you're being prideful. So he remove himself from you. It's like, that pride, I don't be around that. And really, it's Yahweh Shai, because like you said, you know, the Lord turned his Yahweh turned his face from us. So it's Yahweh Shai, like, no, sorry,
Yeah.
no, I'm not dealing with that. Verse 7, it says,
Like a prideful woman.
yeah. Give all your worries and cares to Yahweh Shai, for he cares about you, right? So when you're going through stuff, you know, just like the woman vents to you, you're supposed to vent to the Most High. That's the best person to vent to, because he's going to give you the correct information. How he goes about doing it, he might send you to a brother to talk to. He might make you read a scripture or a lesson, you do a lesson. Oh snap! That's what I was looking for. Or some you didn't know. He works in mysterious ways, so you don't know how he's going to do it. But if you don't have that relationship with him, how is he supposed to help you? Right? It's like a woman that always runs to everyone else, but her husband. You're gonna be like, yo, like you go through all these problems. I'm here to help you, but you run to every single other person, but not me.
Don't come back to this house. Don't come back here.
Yeah, especially with all the stuff you've done for that woman, and she still doesn't come to you. And it's like, man, really? All right.
Don't come back.
That's why I said, woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help.
Right. Yeah. And then last one, it says, stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Right? So you even all look at what happened with Job. Satan took everything but his woman. Right? I guess we're going into woman, but he took everything but his woman. Why was the woman still there? Right? Because they're the weaker vessel. Demons just jump on them and then they jump off. So when that happens, you have to be circumspect. Like, yo, okay, she started talking all this stuff. Is like, no, what? That's why Job checked her real quick.
Yep. You knew.
Yeah, he's in that spiritual fight. He's like, what? He had that quick jab, boom, sliced her, right? And then he dealt with it.
Yeah, remember these guys had the accounts of Adam. Like they knew about women.
Yeah.
He knew.
He was no simp. He was no simp. Yeah, right.
You stupid?
Yeah.
That was real high value.
You're a woman.
Job 31 and 3, it says, is not destruction to the wicked and a strange punishment to the workers of iniquity? Does not he see my ways and count all my steps? If I have walked with vanity, or if my foot had hasted to deceit, let me be weighed in an even balance, that the Most High may know mine integrity. If my step have turned out of the way, and my heart walked after mine eyes, and if any blot have cleaved to mine hands, then let me sow and let another eat. Yea, let my offspring be rooted out. If mine heart have been deceived by a woman, or if I have laid wait at my neighbor's door, then let my wife grind unto another, and let others bow down upon her. So pretty much Job is going into, you know, him being righteous, you know, having integrity. And he said, look, if I went off, let the Most High put me in a balance. But then he's going into other things where he's saying, look, if I do go off, these crimes, which is the next verse that says, verse 11, for this is an heinous crime, right? Adultery. Yea, it is an iniquity to be punished by the judges. He said, if I create, you know, if I go off like that, then just take me out. You know, but Job saying before, but you know my steps, you know what I've done.
Right.
That was Job 30.
32, 31 and 2.
Out of precept. This is this in regards to the servitude. This is Luke 22, verse 24, and it says, and they began to argue amongst themselves about who would be the greatest among them. Yahushua told them, in this world, in the NLT, by the way, in this world, the kings and great men lord it over the people, yet they are called friends of the people. But among you, it will be different. Those who are greatest among you should take the lowest rank, and the leader should be like a servant. Who is more important, the one who sits at the table or the one who serves? The one who sits at the table, of course, but not here, excuse me. For I am among you as one who serves. Right? Just going to the mentality that Yahushua exemplified was the attitude of being a servant, regardless of the position
That he had.
that he had, right? He said, why call this down me good? Despite his all the knowledge, wisdom, understanding that he had, he still took the Lord's rank, and just like he was saying, washing the disciples' feet, right? Just to give them an example of how for them to carry themselves when the disciples eventually became apostles, right?
Yeah.
And it gives us an example of how us to be with each other, right? Especially in these times, right?
That's
That
right.
was it.
Yahweh was his high priest, and he's giving us, like you said, the example, right, in the order of things.
Yeah.
Right, do what I do.
Yeah.
And what I say, in spirit and in truth, right? And the Lord, the Yahweh, Hashem Yoshai will bless you. So yeah, beautiful.
I have a script. This is 1 Corinthians 6, 1. Dare any of you having a matter against another go to law before the unjust and not before the saints? Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Know ye not that we shall judge angels? And being a judge or judging things just goes into ministering, man. It's part of it, right? And judging all things. We judge every day, we make judgment calls. You know what I mean? So
Everything, bro.
Yeah, we will form an opinion
Right.
based on these scriptures
Right.
by the way of wisdom.
yeah.
Right, that's one of the things,
You know?
first and foremost, yeah. Well, starting within.
Right.
Internalize,
We're gonna be judging angels, man.
That's right.
Right? It says, know ye not that ye shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed in the church. I speak to your shame. Is it so that there is not a wise man among you? No one that shall be able to judge between his brethren? But brother goeth to law with brother, and that before the unbelievers. Verse 7, now therefore there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law one with another. Why do ye not rather take wrong? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded?
Yeah, a lot of Israelites, sometimes you want to, or a lot of times want to justify yourself. You want to fight your own cause, or make your own claim. When it's better just let the Most High do that.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Take the low route.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah.
Why? It should be bitter it should be a bitter thing to be striving and arguing unwisely with another brother. That should be bitter. You don't want to do that.
It's cringe.
Yeah, it's cringe. Yeah,
It's cringe, actually. Yeah.
So if it's heading that way, just take a little bit. All right, brother, you know what? You got it. Just let the Lord, judge the situation.
Not a point to what you're saying. That's why people in the world, they can't do that. They can't take the low because to take the low, now the other person's higher than you. So to them, now they're competing with that guy. So it's now like, oh, now he's higher than me. I'm not gonna take the low. F that. I'm not doing it. Nah. So they get into that whole thing where they're competing with the person, there's rivalries, and that's what the world pushes. It pushes competition, which is not a good thing. Really isn't actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Pride, P-R-I-D.
Yeah.
pushes
It
on
goes to the pride. And really, you should be competing with yourself. That's the only person you should be fighting with. The man in the mirror. That's the only person that's really, he knows all your weaknesses, all your strengths, right? So that's the only person you should compete with. But the world pushes that idea of like, oh, I gotta compete with this. Not doing that because it leads to envy, it leads to strife, it leads to jealousy, it leads to covetousness, right? Because now you see this guy has more than you. You might be better at something that you're not good at. That was his gift. But now it's like, oh, I want his, right? I want that. I want what he has. So it just leads to this whole mess of shit, right? So that's,
It can lead to bloodshed.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
100%. That's what it leads to.
That's what it leads to, that's it.
That's actually what it leads to.
Yeah,
And then you forget yourself.
yeah,
You know, when you're competing with yourself, you know, you're in line with what's been given to you, what gifts you have and stuff. But when you start looking the other direction, you're competing with somebody else, you keep watching them, like you said, you come after their gifts, and you forget about everything that you were given. And now you're so far away from that because it's been weeks, months, whatever, how long you've been doing it. You're leaving your maker because pride is big. Pride is the beginning of pride is when a man leaves his maker.
yeah. So I got a script just to back what you just said. It says, okay, let's go to the point. Okay, so verse 5, Sirach 14:5, it says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. Then verse 6, this is, I guess, to sum it all up. Yeah, verse 6, it says, there is none worse than he that envieth himself. And this is the recompense of his wickedness, because he actually hates what the Lord gave him. Now he's like, oh, you gave me this, but this guy has that. I don't want this. Right? I want what he has. It's like, bro, like you're not even like, what? It's like, what? So yeah, it gets to that point where now they hate themselves.
Yep, 100%.
Which is like,
based upon your outlook on somebody else.
exactly. Yeah, so like the world, like, and that's why you see these guys, especially like I was working in the business, I guess, the field or corporate where you had to do sales and stuff like that. And they're always pushing sales. And they got these guys doing all these sales. And meanwhile, someone is actually doing the job right, is not getting as much sales. But now they create this atmosphere of competition, right?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, when you actually look at what that guy is doing, he's doing wickedness to get those sales.
Exactly.
That's what happens. But these people, they can't see that, right? So I'm doing that. I'm looking at it. There's no way you're doing this right and you're getting this much sales. And I talked to him. I found out, I was like, yeah, you're doing wicked shit. I was like, all right, man. This is why the sales is not a really good thing. It's because
Frauding.
Yeah.
Lies.
yeah, you're tricking people.
That's the wicked.
Yeah.
Make money.
More than.
Yeah. You can make money doing it the right way, but it won't happen as fast.
Exactly.
That's the only thing. It
You
won't
still
happen
make
fast.
money
Yeah.
do it the right way.
It just won't happen as fast.
Yeah. You're right. Even that one guy, you know, old job for years, they were like, yo, this guy's gonna lose
Oh,
his
Nick,
job.
oh, I knew it.
Because this guy's gonna lose his job.
Yeah,
He's
years
doing all
ago.
kinds of things, forging signatures, doing
Yeah.
drugs,
Oh,
forging signatures on
Everything.
contracts that are like thousands of dollars.
Wow.
He's like, yo, he's gonna lose his job. I'm like, yeah, maybe not. The Lord has a lot, and then come to know, man, lost his job, went crazy, was stealing from a store,
In the mall.
EB Games.
Yeah.
The mall, the manager of a major gym, and there's in the mall that his gym's at, and the EB Games is upstairs. They got his name, they got his face posted there. They let this guy come in.
It's funny to add to that situation. The Lord really plagued that guy, gave him the plague of the mind because I was working at Crunch
Yeah.
at gym, and he came to one of the gyms in the Brampton location. He went there, and the guys were talking about some guy, and it was like, yeah, I was like, he sounds familiar. I was like, yeah, he's a big guy. So he explained it was because that guy, the manager.
Yeah.
And they said he went in there, he started bugging out, he took his shirt off, he started acting crazy, even crazier than when he was at our gym, right? So Lord really messed him up because there's a lot of things he was doing that we're not even aware of,
Oh, yeah.
right? And really,
what he's not aware of, because I went through what you're talking about. Real quick, a short version. Hey, listen, this guy come with the hype. Hey, the man lied and said I made millions. I'm not lying, bro. I said that man just bought a house and he made thousands of dollars. That was just the hype. And then it went into the stuff that the brother was talking about and what you're saying. So the other things is the hype before. which is all the start. The lies that these guys tell in business, man, was corrupt. They said I was making, sold his house.
Yeah.
He's worth millions. I'm not lying. I'm telling you, that's what the guy said about me. And none of it was true. And then, so he had all those people in the room. They all came around like that. So that's just that. And now, sorry, brother, they go into that stuff, and that's how they read their shit. But it starts with that wicked pride. Right? That's what's underneath. It says, the scripture says, pride goes before the fall.
Yeah,
And it's not going to end well for you if you see this video. And I have nothing against you. Right? I have nothing against you.
True.
Because the brother brought up a precept about judge. Judge just means form an opinion. And the men are sitting here, the opinions are formed by wisdom. We follow wisdom to the best of our ability as the Spirit leads us. So yeah, it's not going to end well for you guys over there.
Quick,
Go ahead, brother.
quick precept.
Oh, let it.
I was gonna finish.
Oh, so like this, like this.
Not the way you said, but quickly, that guy also about knows, he used to always say, I don't make less than 100,000 a year. That's what he used to always say. So the funny thing is the scenario where in the future, where this guy told me when he was in their gym, they said that he bugged out, they kicked him out, and then he had to call his Uber to pick him up. But this is the guy that said he doesn't make less than 100,000 a year. So I started dying laughing. He told me, I was like, oh wow, most like fucked you up, right? So the Lord, and the point I was going to say too is because he came against men that are in the truth. He came against me and Amal. We're working there. He's trying to get us kicked out of the job from the truth. You're like, what the hell's going on here? They got to the point where they're writing these contracts that never existed. Like, yo, you guys, I was like,
I never
what?
even thought about that. That's true.
It's not real. I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, it was coming after you.
I was like, what? Okay, but then the Lord got him like that.
Yeah.
That's all crazy.
Yeah,
I suffered all that too.
Exactly.
Years.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
This is a quick one, just to back up you guys. Nahum 3:1. Whoa.
Then we'll probably close out.
Okay.
Hey, block.
So like, it says, Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not. And the way this whole society is built on lies, right? Scamming, defrauding your neighbor and all that stuff, getting one up on somebody, you know? And the Lord's coming back to put an end to all of that, man. All right? Because this society cannot stand based off the house of cards. This is just bullshit. You know? You printing out fraudulent money. You're putting out a fake value on it, saying it's real. This is how much is the value. You just build a dollar bill, right? And somebody can just come through and make it them damn self. They have them. You know what I mean? Yeah, this place is done, man.
Instead of house of cards.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You got it. That's it.
You can see Babylon over there, America is about to crumble, right? Because they're already crying.
Yeah.
That the farmers are crying because they have nobody to take their cows. The Mexicans are hiding, and who's hiding is gone.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's why the Americans.
Yeah.
The Americans don't want to work with you.
And they're
They ain't got nobody to work with you.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a
Idiots, man.
higher
Yeah.
inflation.
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
Right.
So it's crumbling. You know what I'm saying? So these plans are in the office of thinking that he's gonna, you know what I'm saying, solve a problem. And the problem is what the people want. It's not what's logical for the country. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, it's gonna just, they're gonna fall.
It's done.
And AI can't solve that
No,
problem.
no.
Because
uh,
you have to
Yeah,
know
can't pick
when to pick. There's a certain thing of when picking and harvest is supposed to be a certain time when the moon comes, right? Which a lot of people don't even know that.
Farmers.
Yeah, there's Benjamin knows, they talk about it, but I haven't heard the Latin tribes. I know they talk about, but it's gonna be in their language, right?
Yeah.
So I heard Benjamin always talking about they pick it
On the second.
right before the full moon. So it depends on what it is, but there has to be a certain time or it because I guess the water level and stuff like that.
Time.
It's a skill. And you have to know.
Rest of it.
They call it a harvest moon.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
I got one last precept for myself here. This is Isaiah 51
Yo, song.
and let's say, yeah, Isaiah 51 and starting at 15. And it reads, "For I am the Lord Yahweh your power, who stirs up the sea, causing its wave to roar. My name is the Lord Yahweh of heaven's army. It says, and this is in the NLT, Isaiah 51:16 in NLT. I have put my words in your mouth and hidden you safely in my hand. I stretched out the sky like a canopy and laid the foundation of the earth. I am the one who says to Israel, you are my people. Wake up, O Jerusalem. You have drunk the cup of the Lord's fury. You have drunk the cup of terror, tipping out its last drops. And so we're at the last end of our curses. So that's why he's saying, wake up, wake up. You've drunk, gotta wake up. We're about going into the daytime, and we're about to, these curses are about to be transferred onto our enemies.
Mhm.
So it says, verse 18, not one of your children is left alive to take your hand and to guide you. These could all, majority of children in Israel are degenerates, right? They're either dead or in the streets or whatnot. Right?
Dry bones.
Yeah, dry bones. So it says, not one of your children is left alive to take your hand and guide you. These two calamities have fallen on you, desolation and destruction, famine and war. And who is left to sympathize with you? And the reason why the Most High, and it says, who is left to comfort you? And the reason why the Most High is asking that, because you didn't come to him for comfort. We talked about it. You're like a woman who went through all these other nations and to everybody else instead of your husband for advice. So the Most High is like, okay, well, all these came on you, so who's going to comfort you now? And it says, for your children have fainted and lie in the streets, helpless as antelopes caught in a net, and that's his system. You're either dead or you're corrupted in the system. It says, the Lord Yahweh has poured out his fury. Yahweh Bashim Shai has rebuked them, but now listen to this. You afflicted ones who sit in a drunken stupor, though not from drinking wine. So it's telling you, even in the NLT, it tells you the wine is spiritual, And it says, verse 22, this is what the sovereign Lord Yahweh, your power and defender, says. See, I have taken the terrible cup from your hands. You will drink no more of my fury. So you heathens, starting with Esau, Edom, you set up this net, this trap for us to continually be wicked and be judged, and you accused us to Heavenly Father. Now you're going to be in slavery under us. Now we're not going to have a wicked system, but you're going to be a slave in that system, and you're going to go through a hardcore slavery, very hardcore slavery. Exactly, pay for your iniquity.
It's a double.
Double.
In Revelation.
That's right.
That's
a lot.
that's hardcore.
That's hardcore.
Super hardcore.
And you're getting whipped. We got whipped by a man that's weaker than us physically. He's gonna be getting whips and stripes by extraterrestrials. But gods.
Yeah.
That can.
What?
Yeah.
No, continue what
No,
you're
no,
saying.
that's it.
No, because there was I think I seen this morning. I should have said not. Usually I send animal shorts.
Yeah.
So you said the strength of a gorilla is 10 times of its weight it can lift,
Right.
but it's just strong as 20 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine that. Wow.
Hey,
I can't put a number on that.
There's tiny animals like the Wolverine has a screech. Its bite force is like 100 or 150 pounds bite force.
Even
jaw.
if 100 pounds.
Crush bones.
Yeah, something like that.
No, it should be 100, but I think times that, it should be like 1,000. Yeah.
So something that's 1,000 pounds, it can bite through it in its mouth. So remember, the Lord promised that these animals are going to have a field day too.
That's right.
You look at these animals, those monkeys in the cage, and people like to fuck with them because they react all crazy. They'll do this and put in front of their face, and the monkey will literally like, oh, I can't wait till, like, they're like looking away like, you're lucky I'm in this fucking cage.
Yeah.
So most side, all this happens under, like you said, under Esau, Edom's rulership. And when you let the animals go to waste like that, so all of creation's against you. All of creation. Last verse, it says, 23, instead, I will hand the cup of your torment, I'll hand the cup to your tormentors. Those who said, we will trample you into the dust and walk on your backs. That's it.
Beautiful. Hey, just in case you people miss it at home, that cup is slavery.
That's it.
Okay, you're gonna miss it. So give it back again. The Lord said it again. That cup is given back to you. Go on to your doubles.
Come on. Any lasting precepts? Statements, Malcolm?
Yeah, I just have one, in, the book of Ezekiel, real quick, just one precept. Brother can get it for me, Bible shop,
Yeah.
44:9.
Ezekiel
Yeah,
44:9.
44:9, maybe you want to just read that, the 8th verse, just to give a little context, but it's going into what the Lord requires, right? And, simply put, what he's going to do, his power that's going to be upon his elect. Read that.
So Ezekiel 44:8.
Yeah,
All right,
yes.
this is Ezekiel 44:8. And ye have not kept the charge of my holy things, but ye have set keepers of my charge in my sanctuary for yourselves.
Hey, that's right. So, hey, we're talking about the sanctuary. We believe by faith that we're beyond the veil with him, man. Right? Not outside the temple doing wicked things and doing all that stuff, man. Yahweh Shem shall help us. But this is about in his sanctuary, man. It's serious stuff. He invited us in there to look behind the veil. Okay, read, brother.
Verse 9.
Mhm.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, no stranger, uncircumcised in heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary of any stranger that is among the children of Israel.
That's right. That's the point. It's simple. That's the Lord's commands. Right? And it's spiritual, both sides, and it covers worshiping him, and he's going to give us the spirit to deal with our brothers and our seed. You know what I'm saying? In spirit and in truth, whether they hear or forbear. But he says, the Lord says, read it again.
It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, no stranger, uncircumcised in heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary of any stranger that is among the children of Israel.
There you go. So the heart, the mindset that the Spirit's going to put on his elect, they're going to be spiritual men, and we have the record. And you read Revelation 14 real quick. Verse 11 was that the brothers were breaking down in regards to the image, the wickedness that started with pride. Just wanted to say that for you folks at home. 14:11 going to the beast system. There's nothing here for us. This is not our rest.
That's right.
That's our rest right there. And we pray that Yahweh Shem Shai continue. We agonize for it. Don't give us the plague of the mind. Any plague but the plague of the mind.
Yeah.
So that we can dwell with you in your sanctuary.
Got it. And no strangers too.
No strangers, too.
Within Israel. So just for edification, if you're an Israelite, where you were born in the land of Israel, you're counted as stranger. And also, that's just talking about Israelites, not talking about heathens or any other nation. Just like what's it called, Isaiah 14, the strangers shall join on to them. Those are Israelites. That's enough?
Yeah, that's it.
Go ahead, Sheila.
So it goes up now?
Yeah.
All right, so with that, we can close up. We give all glory, praises, and honor to
Yahweh,
Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash. We say, Kwame Asherallah,
Kwame Asherallah,
Abad Baba,
Baba,
Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was watching something.
Oh,
This is running center. This almost big like a house.